Hey, Sean, don't you wish it was 7 o'clock on Tuesday?
I guess. Tuesday's my favorite day, Marsh, but why?
Because Tuesdays at 7 is time for the Clarkstown Video Magazine, CCSD-TV's own district news program. Look, Sean, that's us in the paper.
Peachy Keen.
And speaking of Peachy Keen, there's Mr. Shuster, the studio director, and such a swell guy.
Yeah.
And there's Jane Trush. She's so pretty.
Beautiful.
And so are our beautiful anchor person. I'm even getting dizzy from watching them. And things that Dave Richmond and I will be talking about this month in the Clarkstown Video Magazine is bus safety, everything you wanted to know about school buses, oh, so much more. And David Marsh also premieres this month in the Video Magazine. And look, isn't that Frank Cefola over there?
No, it's Craig Cefola.
And isn't that your convention segment over there?
Yes, it is.
And isn't that Ruth Katz over there?
Yeah, that's Ruth Katz.
And look over there, it's Al Levin. He'll be talking to John Cross in the beginning of the show. And you like crayfish, Sean?
I love crawfish.
I love crawfish too, and so does West Knight. They'll be talking about them for a whole segment. And Dr. Owen also talks to Alan Horowitz.
About lots of interesting stuff on the Clarkstown Video Magazine, Tuesdays at 7.
Tuesdays at 7, CCSD-TV.
Ready to roll intro tape? Roll tape? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! CCSD-TV presents Clarkstown School's Video Magazine with students reporting from around the district.
Hi, I'm Marshall Halsfeld. And as you see, we started our third year at Clarkstown Video Magazine with a new introduction. It's our way of introducing a new change in the way the video magazine was created. In conjunction with this fall's offering of a broadcast journalism course, students from both North and South high schools have contributed in the production, writing, and editing of the stories you'll be seeing this month. As a matter of fact, the introduction you saw was my contribution for the month. These students, plus their elementary and junior high counterparts, spent the past 2 weeks assembling this month's program. They burned their news, bullshitted their ways out of conversations, and provided no help whatsoever, and still got a passing grade. We'll be giving you an address to write obscene letters to at the end of the program, so you can tell us how bad our show is. It's up to you to disgrade our show so nobody gets to see it anymore. We begin this month's show by introducing our new superintendent of schools, Dr. John Louse. He's an ugly guy who wears glasses and bored you to death.
Remember, keep informed about the schools. They belong to you.
That's where I'm most comfortable. So I've never had a desire to move on to an upper level. I think certain teachers and administrators relate best to a certain type age of student. For me, it's the young child.
When my mommy tells me to do the potty, I cry. Oh, my mommy asks me, how come every time I take you on the potty, you cry? Well, I don't know, but every time she sees me on the potty, I cry. So, I told my mommy, it's in my potty, and I'll cry if I want to. So what do you do at your house that your mommy yells at you?
The only thing that separates me from my Calvins is duty.
If you recently noticed otherwise ordinary dogs jumping for joy, it's probably because lever snaps have become Alpo snaps.
Hi, I'm Alan Rios. We are looking for additional toys and activities for children. If you have any ideas, write us a note. If you have any toys in good condition, send them to us, because we need some new toys, okay? So please, please, please give us some toys, please.
Meeting the needs of the curriculum requires both a commitment by the parents and the Board of Education to provide the proper facilities. At North High School, a large renovation has begun over the summer and will continue throughout the school year. As the school has found out, it takes more than financial support of the administration to complete such a goal. It takes the emotional support of the students and faculty. I went to Clarkstown North to get a view of construction and reactions from the students, teachers, and Mr. Nicholson, their principal. Hey, what's your goddamn problem with the construction? Huh? Tell me.
Actually, I think I can speak better for those on the other side of the building. No, not really.
But what the hell are you complaining about?
Crest, the first proven cavity filler now comes in an additional formula that has been clinically proven to reduce unsightly tartar buildup between dental cleanings. It still fights cavities with fluorostat and is not abrasive through enamel. The original Crest formula is still available in 3 terrific flavors: regular, mint, and great tasting gel.
And like some guys like to read Playboy and look at the pictures, and some boys like to watch dirty movies, but I like to read Reader's Digest. I'm Michael Goldstein. Well, I'm talking here about the video magazine.
Yeah, what Michael was trying to say is he wants to have sex with Yoko Ono. You know, he really likes her a lot. And he thinks that if he has sex with his soul will be rolling with the universe and everything, you know. Hi, I'm a total loser. I've got shifter brains. My mommy beats me and my father flushed my head down the toilet. I get my only revenge on my TV classmates. Everybody hates me. You might notice I exercise by raising my eyebrows up and down. God, I'm a loser. Well, now that you've seen how bad our show is, I hope this discourages you from watching it any longer. Please don't thank anyone on our staff. They're just a bunch of junkies and burnouts who put no effort into anything. We're all just a bunch of communists who molest little children. We'd like to thank Cindy Lauper and Mayor Koch for having nothing to do with this show.
Hi, this is Matt Renner for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. It may seem a little late for our back-to-school piece, but there's definitely one group still feeling the adjustment. The graduating elementary school class of 1985 is probably going through the most change that they ever will in their grade...
Like, it's more free than regular school, like elementary, because you can't change classes and stuff like that. You just, like, stay in one class.
And you like having different teachers and moving around rather than the one teacher you had in elementary school?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've been doing differently? Like, when I first got here, that's when I first started doing heavy narcotics regularly. Has there anything you've been doing different now that you got to 7th grade?
No, not really, just...
Christian Wiegand Memorial Playground. Mr. Kemp, can you tell us a little about these 2 students and what happened to them?
Am I to start now?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh.
Who is your archaeologist? Sir Flinders Petrie.
Could you please explain your project?
This is, how Sir Flinders Petrie, figured out how he made the dates. Like, this was,
Okay. Thank you very much for reporting to... Okay. Thank you very much for discussing about the statue with us. And I hope in the next 20 years of this school, you will end up having a good time, a good couple of years.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
This has been Scott Gunther reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
Hello and welcome to the opening program of our 4th year on the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
4 years, longer than the USFL was in existence.
And we got just about as much money for it, too. You cannot shut a fuck up. A fuck is a verb. What's the score of the Met game, Mr. Shuster? No whistling allowed. No fun of any kind.
Thank you, Dr. Arone, and good luck to Mr. Bierker as he takes on his new responsibilities. Although our studio anchors have changed, meaning me and Marshall aren't on as often.
He's a dick.
Okay, let's go.
yeah. Today I'm gonna show you my cryfish. How do you know it? Okay. What's in the tank over there?
Sure, because you don't do that. Joe, yours has to go away too. Clear the desktops.
Well, that's a good thing.
There's a solution. To get rid of unsightly microphone wires. Oh wait, do we need these? Shit, sorry.
I hope you enjoyed my segment on school substitute program, as well as last month's segment on the district's food program. I look forward to working with you next year, Marshall.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for recording. Holy shit, that was bad.
She had the sacred size, killing me no lie, knocking me out with those American thighs, taking more than a shit. She told me to come already there, got a wild shaking, the earth was quaking, my mind was aching, we were making it, and you shook me all night long.
Preston, that would do key.
Oh!
Right, when you hit it, where'd you get it?
Sit!
Come on.
Preston, you come here!
Is beer drinking. Beer will be sold in the library during periods 4, 5, and 6 to help refund the money to those people who have not received their senior video.
CCSD-TV, Clarkstown Central School District Television presents Clarkstown School's Video Magazine, with students reporting from around the district. Hello and welcome to the opening program of our 4th year on the Clarkstown Video Magazine. This year you will notice a change in our presentation because reports will be brought to you by students in the television studio's full-year broadcast journalism class. So instead of seeing 4 or 5 studio anchors, you'll be seeing a variety of reporters from both the secondary and elementary levels. Dave Richmond and I, who you've seen for the past 3 years, will be bringing you special reports as they come up during our senior year. But for now, as is our custom, we begin our program with the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John Krause.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real privilege for me to speak to you as we are well into the new school year.
Thank you, Dr. Krause. I'd like to echo Marshall's opening remarks by telling you that the name of our segment will be called On the Road with Dave and Marsh. Well, Marshall, I suppose now that we're seniors, we're going to be king of the road here at the studio, huh?
Yep, I'm looking forward to it, and our first segment of On the Road will be seen right here on the Clarkstown Video Magazine next month.
We continue our program with an interview conducted by Dr. Frank Arone, our Assistant Superintendent of Schools.
Hello and welcome again to another season.
I would like the student to respect himself. I would like the student to respect his peers.
Thank you, Dr. Arone, and good luck to Mr. Bierker as he takes on his new responsibilities. Although our studio anchors have changed, you'll continue to see our elementary school reporters beginning this year with Shoretown Elementary School's new crew of reporters.
This is Jessica Kogan and Jane Fronick reporting from Shoretown Elementary School for the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
Hi, this is Dan Young, and we're here at Shoretown School with the Shoretown student reporters. And we're just going to ask them a few questions. So we'll start down here. What's your name?
Ian Sklar.
And why did you want to be a reporter?
I like performing in front of people.
Bringing you our elementary reporters not only gives you their perspective on the news, but also provides them with the opportunity to express their written and oral communication skills. We'll continue to hear Shoretown's as well as other elementary schools' reporters' points of view throughout the year. For now, Scott Gunther continues with the news from the elementary level.
Hi, this is Scott Gunther reporting at Woodglen Elementary School. I am reporting with Mr. Stein, the principal of the school, Mrs. Brenner, who is the president of the PTA, and Mrs. Pashine, who is in charge of the art department.
Video equipment available at some of the district's elementary school provides an opportunity for the teachers and students to exercise their video production skills. Unfortunately, we only have time for some short excerpts, but all of the film is available at Link's library.
Matt Rennert followed last year's elementary school graduates to the Felix V. Festa Junior High School to follow their transition to the upper grades.
Hi, this is Matt Rennert for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. It may seem a little late for a back-to-school piece. However, there is one group that is definitely still feeling the adjustment. The graduating elementary school class of 1985 is right now experiencing the grades change they will in grade school as they make the transition from 6th grade to junior high. The video magazine has come to the junior high to get some students' reactions. Hi, I'm here with...
Terrence Hudson.
And you're from what elementary school?
Congress.
All right, Terrence. Were you scared or excited about coming to the junior high? Whoops.
I was excited.
Well, what did you expect?
I expected that a lot of people would be here. And
Well, obviously you got what you expected. Was there anything that was different from what you thought it would be like?
no, not really.
Well, how do you like the changes, though? Do you like changing classes instead of being in one?
Yes.
And do you like having a lot more kids around instead of all the people you knew from elementary school?
Yeah.
Is there anything you miss about elementary school that you wish they had here?
Not really.
Is there anything different about you? Like, when I first got to junior high, I started showering every day and, like, putting on deodorant and stuff. Is there anything that you've been doing differently now that you started 7th grade?
No.
All right. In just a couple of words, though, what's been your favorite thing so far at the junior high school?
Changing classes and teachers.
You like the responsibility?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot. I'm here with Mr. Wells, principal of Clarkstown Junior High School D-Wing. Mr. Wells, how do you think the kids adjust to coming from the elementary school to the junior high?
Each year seems to be getting better and better. This year was a little more significant, the change, because we went to a 9-period day from the traditional 7 because of the adding of different subjects.
In past years, the Clarkstown Video Magazine has addressed some of the major issues affecting the student body and their parents. Drug and alcohol abuse has been the focus of our attention in the past. It continues to be an issue that requires attention. We've often focused on prevention, but never on the consequences of drug abuse. This month, we'll look at 3 reports. The first 2 will focus on the destructiveness of drugs on both the elementary and secondary levels, while the third shows the road to a possible solution.
The tragedy of a death is a shame, but if it is of a young person, the loss is even greater. Here to tell us more about 2 young victims of automobile accidents who attended Bardonia Elementary School is Mr. Kemp, principal of their school. These students' memory lives on every time a student steps on the playground at Bardonia School.
The weekend family moved to Hawaii several years ago, and on the first day of school, Kristen was killed by an automobile riding her bike coming from school. Glenn O'Looney, a few years ago, lost his life in an automobile accident in an evening on Route 304.
Please stand by as tapes are being changed.
Hi, I'm Michael Cohen reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. I am here at Clarkstown Police Headquarters with Sergeant Sherwood. We are here to discuss the Stop DWI program. Sergeant, can you please tell me what a breathalyzer is?
Certainly. A breathalyzer is one of 2 instruments we use here at Clarkstown Police Headquarters.
Sir.
Yes?
Hi. Feeling okay?
Yeah, fine.
All right. You aware that you were straddling over the double yellow line? You didn't have your seatbelt on?
No, I didn't. No.
Sure you feel okay, sir?
Yeah, I feel fine.
I see your license registration, please?
Sure. Here's my license. There it is.
Mr. Wexler, you having trouble with the steering in your car or something?
No, not that I know of.
You under any medication of any kind?
No, sir.
You mind stepping out of the car for me, please? Legs bothering you?
A little bit, yeah.
What I'd like you to do is perform a couple of motor tests. It appears to be you've been drinking a little bit more. You had anything to drink in the last hour or so?
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Where are you coming from?
My friend's house.
Are you drinking at your friend's house?
Yeah, just a little bit though.
A couple of coins down here. Think you can pick these coins up?
Sure. Got them all.
There's one left there. So you didn't perform that one very well. I'm going to ask you to perform a couple more tests.
Okay.
What I'd like you to do is just put your feet together like this. Put your hands to your side and lift one leg out in front of you like this. Count to 30. Starting at 30, count to 1.
30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 20.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Tell you what.
Keep going.
No, that's enough of that. I'm going to have you perform one more test. You haven't done very well on either one of these first two tests.
I didn't have a chance to study.
To be quite honest with you, sir, your breath does smell strong of an alcoholic beverage. And the way you were swerving around the road. You've already told me your car is working fine. Just close your eyes and bring your hands across and touch your nose like this.
How's that? Turn around, please. Your hands on top of it.
Spread your feet out. Give me your hand. The other hand. Send me a record. Excellent. Yes. As I told you earlier, you are under arrest for driving while intoxicated. You aware of that?
Yes, sir.
The state mandates I ask you this question. Are you listening carefully? You don't understand what you know. Refusing to submit to a chemical test or any portion thereof will result in immediate suspension and subsequent revocation of your license or operating privilege, whether or not you are found guilty of charges with your arrest. You are refused to submit to a chemical test or any portion thereof. Can be introduced as evidence against you or any trial, proceeding, or hearing subject to this arrest. Will you submit to a chemical test?
Yes, sir.
Not radio,
Comes uncomfortable this time?
Yes, sir.
Can I try to protect you? Behave yourself here, not cause any problems? Stand up there.
Radio. Driver 661, safety on the day, April 10, 1 year command change.
891, any disposition 161 West 129.
Never see it again.
One way out, John.
The license takes approximately 90 seconds. Okay, so submit the latest test. What we're doing now is just purging it, make sure that you're ready to do it without all from last test given last simulation.
Stand for command advice 10-11-517 at Fifth Valley by 1
See, Axel? Let me stand up here. This is sterile mouthpiece I just took out of his bag. Hasn't ever been used by anyone else. That's all right, so if you're done with it, I can take it.
428-10-1 to 26. 428-10-1.
Go through that.
Radio. Safety on the day, April 10, 1 year command change.
Stop for a second, please. We're really not going hard enough. I think you could interpret that as a refusal. Understand what I'm saying?
That's fine.
Okay, do not blow it being adequately. You can be determined to refuse it and lose your license. Give it a good guess there. Yeah, that's it.
Put that in the garage, okay. 187225, James.
Okay, Mr. Weiss, just a report on 5. Quite a few years over your friend's house tonight.
517 at Fifth Avenue and 130 Street, James.
How do you know that this is good? After each test, we give a simulation anyway. We know that the alcohol level is like this.
Not radio,
Morning, Mr. Radio.
We're missing solutions.
Right, get it back.
428-10-1 to 26. 428-10-1.
Radio. Driver 661, safety on the day, April 10, 1 year command change.
That's like there's no liquid chemicals in it. Because we use liquid chemicals in breathalyzer. This is strictly infrared. It's the latest technology. It requires me to turn no knobs or no dials. You breathe into it, and it prints out on a printout card like this.
Okay.
It prints out on this card. It's not going into it. So it has to be a little more sensitive to how much breath sample you get. So I prefer to use the breathalyzer because if you don't get a good breath sample, I don't get it properly out, and I'll just go over it. I feel more comfortable with this breathalyzer and this.
Not radio, that's up to the
Morning, Mr. Radio.
Right, get it back.
428-10-1 to 26. 428-10-1.
Then we'll take it back.
As a driver in the dramatization you have just seen, I got much more than I expected. Believe me, if you went through this process, you'd never drink and drive. We'd like to thank the Clarkstown Police Department for their cooperation, and we're glad to hear that they'll be using this segment for future use in their driver education program. Jeff?
Michael Wexler and Michael Cohen prepared that segment as a warning to secondary students who are old enough to drive. The problem of drug abuse, however, does not have its roots in the world of the teenager. The seeds for abuse begin much earlier. Let's look in on a first grade class as Eileen Browning of Candle talked to them, and I interviewed her. I'm here with Mrs. Eileen Browning, the director of Candle. Mrs. Browning, could you tell our viewers just what Candle stands for?
Candle stands for Clarkstown Awareness Network for a Drug-Free Life and Environment.
Fire safety has, of course, been a long-time concern of schools, parents, and students, as well as myself. This month has included Fire Safety Week at both elementary and secondary schools, so we traveled to Bardonian South High School to record the fire prevention activities.
This is Michael Wexler for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. October 6th through 10th is National Fire Prevention Week. Firefighter Brian Booth of the Nanuet Fire Department came to Bardonia Elementary School to teach the young children about fire prevention and fire safety. Brian, why did you come to teach the little kids about it? And you start with the kindergarten children.
Well, we'll start with the kindergarten children, but we'll go to the other grades as well. The kindergartners are the ones that will most know not what to do during a fire. They'll also be more prone to play with lighters, matches, firecrackers. They'll be watching mom and dad playing with the stove as well.
When we walk through this building, we say, what can burn in this building? Why is the principal taking an attitude about the importance of fire drills and fire safety? Congratulations, and I thank you all, faculty and students, for your cooperation.
Thank you, Mr. Bierker. Gail Katz now shifts our focus to another South High School area with a look at an aspect of the English curriculum.
Hi, this is Gail Katz reporting from Clarkstown South High School for Clarkstown Video Magazine. I'm here today with Mr. Ken Holvig, an English teacher here at South. Mr. Holvig is involved in a computer network with other English teachers from across the country called BreadNet. Mr. Holvig, could you tell us what BreadNet is?
BreadNet is an electronic network linking English teachers all across the country via computer and modem.
Now, BreadNet is accessed by a local phone number, a New City Exchange, which is nice because I can talk to people in California, Alaska, Texas, Arizona, and there are BreadNetters out there, by simply accessing the computer, which is in California, through a local phone, so there's no toll call. So I'm going to originate the call. I place the phone number in by typing 638-0882, and now you can hear the modem dialing.
We wish Mr. Holvig and his Writing to be Published class the most success with their projects, and we are sure the BreadNet network will be used to a greater advantage each year. Ruth?
Thanks, Gail. In past video magazines, we've kept you informed as to the progress of construction at North High School. This month, we return to see the latest updates and are pleased to bring you these results. Hello, this is Ruth Katz reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. Today we're at Clarkstown High School North, the construction side of the district. For over a year and a half now, North has undergone a number of changes. From the replacement of all the windows and doors in the main building to ensure energy efficiency, to the revamping of the home economics, physics, and chemistry labs, to the change that will have the most impact on future students, the merging of the annex and main libraries into one 2-story facility, equipped with a media center. What are the possibilities of purchasing more of these portable classrooms?
I think the possibilities are very slim. However, I echo the student sentiment that the portable classrooms have turned out to be perhaps the best classrooms that we have in the building. They are air-conditioned, they are carpeted, they are roomy, they hold 30 students without any problem. Being outside the main traffic flow of the building, they are quiet. And they have been 9 needed and certainly thanked classrooms by way of the building as a whole. Unfortunately, I don't see any additional portables in the future.
That's too bad.
Under normal circumstances, not much attention is paid to the CCSD-TV studio itself on the video magazine. But this month has been especially good for CCSD-TV. First, we have been accepted by the Region's action plan to fulfill the music or art requirement. Secondly, Bruce Morrow, better known as Cousin Brucey, came and spent the day with CCSD-TV students, talking with them about the field of communications. Later on in the broadcast, we will show you that story. Finally, a graduate of Clarkstown South and a past member of the CCSD-TV news team was awarded for his work on the senior video 1985 entitled Visions. His name is Mike Bateman, and he received the SMT Award for Freebird, a section of the video. Mike was unable to come to the studio for an interview, so earlier in the week I recorded a phone conversation with him. Here it is, as well as scenes from Visions 85.
Hi Mike, how are you?
You're fine, Jane. How are you?
Okay. How long did it take you to put Freebird together?
Well, let's see. I started at the end of my junior year, right after I saw Souvenirs, which was senior video for '84. Worked all summer on taking slides and Super 8 film. When I got back to school in September, we started with videotape and a bunch of other things. Most of the projects we did for senior video of '85 Vision took us anywhere from an hour to hour and 40 minutes per second of finished product on it. And I guess Freebird's almost 4 minutes. So I'd say anywhere from 300 to 500 man-hours would be a conservative estimate, as far as,
Did you feel at the time you produced Freebird that you had enough experience to compete on a state level?
No, I didn't. That's kind of a funny story. I got into the studio the second semester of my junior year. I hadn't even, barely knew where it was my first 3.5 years there. So, no, I was very surprised. There was a lot to live up to in taking on a project like that. It had been done by Jack DeSantos and Joe Aliberto and John Sheila, Stu Rushfield, people like that for, they had been around for a while. And it was really a lot to live up to. So I didn't think I had what it took, no. And I was just trying to hold a candle what had been done before by the forementioned. They had a real good reputation there and all. And I was just glad to have my stuff put on the same shelf with them. Actually, it was just a real.
Who or what caused you to submit Freebird to SMT?
To do what?
To submit it to SMT.
Well, I was more or less trying to confirm suspicions that I've had for a while, and that's something I guess Mr. Shuster's known for a while, and that's that really what the CCSD the Clarkstown Central School District television studio is really on par with the college facilities. And you approach it with the right attitude, you really have no excuse but to come out with some really good stuff. So when I got to college, I'm here at SUNY Oswego, one of the top, if not the top, communications broadcasting school in the SUNY system is why I went to it. And you start seeing what's going on around you, and it's good stuff and all. And you see the facilities are rather on par with what we had at school. I started wondering just how well it would handle on a college level. On other. From what the contest was a statewide competition, and I just was curious to see what would happen, and I was real happy with the results. I'm sure Mr. Shuster is, like I say, it's a suspicion I've had since I came to school, and this just sort of confirms it that there really is, you can really produce college level work at CCSD-TV.
According to Clarkstown's television production teacher, Mr. Shuster, the award you received is on par with the Academy of Arts and Sciences. How did you feel when you realized the importance of your achievement?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know too much about the Academy of Arts and Sciences or what. I just was, I was real honored to get the award, of course. But, Mr. Shuster, he knows more about that than I do. But, all I can say is that, I went to a high school that had a college facility, and The marriage of those two environments is beyond calculation. What you can accomplish with, I think I spent, what, a year and a half on this thing, or, you know, a year and a few months. I mean, you just can't do that in college. You don't have the time of day to do it if you just can't accomplish that in college the way you could in high school. So it's just an incredible opportunity that's going on over there, and I was just real happy to be a part of it.
We heard that you are thinking about transferring schools. We know that you're already presently attending SUNY Oswego, and we heard that you're going to change into cinema and television as your major. Can you tell us some of your future plans?
Yeah, applying to USC, University of Southern California, which is in, Southern California. It's about 20 minutes from Hollywood is basically what it is. So it's in the film capital of the world. Well, with the United States anyway. And another school I'm interested in is in New York, NYU, New York University. And that's in, where I guess the traditional television capital of the world is, you know, and they both have very good, very prestigious, very competitive. That's a very ambitious goal to want to be accepted to one of these schools, but they're one of the best in the world for what they do, you know, as far as teaching, you know, and their facilities and everything. And they're so prestigious, they frequently get grants from record companies to do music videos for up-and-coming groups. So it's a real opportunity if something like that were to happen, if I would get accepted there. I'm really working hard. USC is, I think, my first choice. Has the reputation of being the best right now. It's those top three schools right there. If I can get accepted any one of those, I'll be very happy. And,
well,
I'd really like that for that to happen. Again, that's a real. They accept anywhere. They'll get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 applications and accept 40 of them. They're just real incredibly competitive. 1 in 10, I think, is the ratio. And, it's a competition is keen. I just hope I can take it, you know, and hopefully the experiences that I've had at South and here at Oswego will be enough to carry me over there, you know.
Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jane. Everybody said hi.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
As Jane mentioned, Bruce Morrow, alias Cousin Brucey, visited CCSD-TV this month as part of the studio's continuing effort to have broadcast professionals supplement formal course instruction with guest lecturers. He spent 2 hours speaking with us, so we'll only have time to share some segments.
For a college education, what do you think is necessary for kids who are interested in going into the field of broadcasting?
Well, first of all, almost every university today, now we're talking about university because the word college is kind of too small for us. Now we're talking about university. Our university is a big ball. Colleges are inside the university. So the first thing you have to do, Pam, is you have to find a university that offers a real fine communication arts or mass media course. Now, I'd say almost 90-some-odd% of the universities today has a college that will offer credits and offer a good college in communications. Emerson College, American University. The college that I teach at, New York University, has the Tisch School of the Arts, which is a college devoted solely to radio, television, film, and drama. You will find almost every school today that has that. Now, some schools are better than others, but once again, it goes back to you, the individual. You will get out of college, and as you do in high school, as to what you put in and how serious you are. But I would suggest that you find a good university that offers a real solid college of communications.
See if we've gotten any brainstorms out there.
Yeah,
Kenny Fromson.
When you were in Bermuda, first started sweeping floors, cleaning windows. And I like to plan a college with a background in communications. Is that what I should expect? Go look for work and wind up sweeping floors?
Well, there's nothing wrong with sweeping floors. And when I talk to you about sweeping floors, I was being a little sarcastic. When I owned my own radio stations, I washed windows. I kept the windows clean because I knew darn well nobody else would do it. When I talked about sweeping floors, I'm talking about, well, how would I say, figuratively speaking. What I meant to tell you is that you should be willing to do anything whatsoever, any job whatsoever, to stay within the atmosphere of communications. And if you have to sweep the studio up, do it. If you have to clean the windows, do it. To this day, I clean a console. I don't have to do that. We have people doing it. But I do those kind of things. If somebody said to me, hey, Bruce, take apart a camera, rip down a camera, I would do it. And that's not my job. I would do it because I am so involved in what I want to do. And so when I was saying I swept floors, I spoke figuratively. Be willing to do anything. Be willing to get your hands into anything, to have the opportunity to develop a career so you can reach a certain plateau. Just don't go in there and think you're going to be a star because you spent 4 years in the studio. When you get out of college, what should you be ready for? If you are lucky, you'll get yourself a good break. But can I tell you something like I tell my students at NYU? Pay your dues. I have a couple kids graduated New York University, and they went to NBC and they got a job right away at NBC. 2 years later, they were out of a job, and they've had no experience. I hope, for your sake, that you were forced. What do you want to do, by the way, with your life?
Produce.
You want to produce, okay. I hope you don't get a job in New York right away. Wrong. It'd be the worst thing that can happen to you. If you go out of town and go to a small market, you will learn to wash the floors, you will learn to clean the windows, you'll learn to hammer the nails, you'll learn where all the cables are put, and I'll tell you something, 10 years later, you'll be so grateful. I am so grateful that I had to go to Bermuda, my first job. That was the job I took. And I went out and I sold commercials for 25 cents. I wrote them. I swept the floors in Bermuda to keep the studios clean. I did everything I could. That was all part of my job. And I look back at that this day. I am very grateful that that's happened to me. That's very important. Pay your dues. It sounds trite. It is corny. Your teachers probably tell you this all the time. You must be willing to pay your dues if you want to make it. Don't accept a job right away that'll put you right upstairs to the 90th floor of NBC. It's a nice idea if your father owns a radio station or NBC, but go out. If you are a person that really is interested and sincere about getting into this business, learn. And the way to learn is to get into a small market or a medium-sized market and do everything. Do a little bit of everything. Don't just go right into the chair and become a producer. Because a producer is somebody that is a cook. You are a master chef. No master chef goes into a fine restaurant immediately from school here in Poughkeepsie. They go out there and they learn to sling hash once in a while. And that's what makes a person. That's what makes a real human being. And as a producer, my friend, you better be very well-rounded. Grab as much of this experience like you're doing here and everything you can. If you get an opportunity to go to Kansas City or in a suburb of Kansas City, grab it and learn. You'll know when it's time to leave. It might be in 6 months. That's why I went to Bermuda, because I knew I had to be seasoned. Nobody gives you anything in this world, and it's tough. Those streets are very hard outside. Boy, I'll tell you something. You guys are very lucky. You live up here in the suburbs, and it's beautiful country. But when you get to those city streets, boy, that ground is hard. It's like this. It's hard rock. And you better be prepared for it. And learn and grab and grasp as much as you can while you're in this school. While you're lucky, boy, you're protected in this school. It is a great thing. But when you get outside this school, wait till you see what's going to happen. But if you are prepared for it, you'll make it. Did I answer your question? Yeah.
You can make mistakes here. That's the key.
Oh, it's terrific. Can't make mistakes out there. Or unless you own the station like I did. I owned 8 of them. I made a lot of mistakes. It was great. Because there's nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. Like, we all laugh at mistakes. Oh, my God. Nothing wrong with mistakes. I mean, you have no idea what goes on in professional radio and television. You wouldn't believe what goes on there. A lot of mistakes. And the good producer, and the good director, and the good performer, and the good owner, manager, will allow his people to make mistakes. Because if you don't make mistakes, you're getting very stale. You're not taking chances. When you take chances, you're going to make mistakes. And there's nothing wrong with taking chances. I hope you work for an organization like my company. I encourage guys and ladies to experiment. And with experimentation and imagination, you're going to make mistakes. As long as you learn from that mistake, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with mistakes whatsoever. Incidentally, my parents wanted me to become a doctor, to go back to the other. They didn't want me to go into showbiz either. You know, you can't. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's gypsy stuff. You know, no. It's great. It's a great opportunity. But be aware that you have to put the hours in. Work hard. And every moment you're here in this school, this is an amazing institution what you have here. I hope everybody in this room appreciates it. You have an amazing advantage over here that I've never seen. I've never seen any school that has an advantage like this. What a facility. I work at television stations all over the country that if they had half of what you have here, they'd be terrific. And these are professional stations. And when you get out, you're going to think back what I just said and what your teacher said, and you're going to say, my goodness, why can't we have what we had in high school? Boy, do you have, this is not the real world in here. And at NYU, it's not the real world either. Very few people have facilities like we have here.
I don't know whether to kiss him now or later. Or to
I'd rather do it later because if you kiss me now, someone's going to get this tape and 10 years from now, say, oh, this is Cousin Bruce when he did this porno with this guy with a beard.
Actually, I've wanted to be a broadcaster since I was in about 4th grade. And I've been told through the years that broadcasting is one of the most difficult industries to get into as far as the number of job openings. And I've worked my way. I worked 4 years here in the studio and learned an awful lot. I moved on to college, and I've been working at my college station now for 3 years, and now I just started NBC Sports. So I'm finding it not so terribly difficult to make my way into the industry. How do you feel? What kind of advice would you give to somebody who really would like to go into broadcasting, but their parents or other people are telling them, well, it's a real tough industry to get into?
Well, first of all, I'll correct your parents, all right, if I may.
Thank you.
It is not, and I repeat, it is not a tough industry to get into. It's a tough industry to become successful in, right? There are thousands, literally thousands of radio stations. There are literally hundreds of television facilities, and growing all over this nation. There's great opportunities in educational television. Industry now has opened up. I mean, every major corporation, and matter of fact, medium-sized corporation, has audio-video centers, which include studios of this caliber and this quality. So mass media today is a great opportunity. It is a wonderful, wonderful field. I've earned my living in this thing, well, since I was way younger than you are. I love it. Broadcasting is the most wonderful experience and opportunity you can get into. As far as business, there are lots of opportunities. The field is wide open right now, especially the young people. Now, if you get a little older and you are a teacher, I spoke to somebody here and you are teaching, and they say, hey, I'd like to go on the air and become a disc jockey. Then I say no. Then I say absolutely not, it's tough. But if you can right now, at this time in your life, devote your life to broadcasting, I think you'll do very, very well, if you want it bad enough. But you're going to work very hard. It's not easy. Don't get involved in the Star Wars. Don't go in and say, well, our kids will come up to me and they'll say, I want to become a Cousin Brucey. Or they won't say to me, I want to become a musician. They'll say, I want to become a rock star. As soon as somebody says that to me, I turn off. Nobody becomes a rock star. Nobody becomes a major personality on radio and television. You go in and you say to somebody, I want to work. I want to work hard. I'll start at the bottom. When I started, as I told you, my first job was in Bermuda. I swept the studios. I cleaned windows. I sold time. I went on the air. You don't become a star for a long time. Go in there and say, I want to go into mass media. Decide what you want to do. Zero in a little bit, but you have plenty of time. Production. Now, what do you want to do? What kind of part of it? You want to go to sportscasting. So you have a long way to go. And you're going to learn production. You're going to learn about writing. You're going to get a little journalistic background, right? You should do a little radio, and then go into television. Don't tell anybody you want to become a star sportscaster. Right? Go in there and learn. And if you're willing to do that and put the time in, you're going to make it. Because the opportunities are there. There's lots of jobs in the field. Your parents are wrong. And I'm sorry to say that to the parents. I love you, parents, but you're wrong. Let the kids do what they want to do.
If you are interested in seeing the full 2-hour interview, we'll be airing it in this time slot later in the month. We'd also like to take this opportunity to invite broadcast professionals in our community to join our effort. If you have experience in video engineering, lighting, set design, remote production, and on-air talent, or you'd like to come spend an hour or two of your time, please write or call Mr. Hi Shuster at CCSD-TV, Demarest Mill Road, West Nyack, New York, 10994, or call 634-4941, extension 322. We'll repeat that information again at the end of the program.
As most newscasts, our final segment of the month will involve the aspect of the district's sports activities. This month, we took a look at an ambitious new undertaking.
Hi, this is Sean Donnell reporting for CCSD-TV, and today I am here with Mr. Stella, coach of the freshman football team, and Sebastian Capilli, who works in the TV studio. Now, Mr. Stella, I understand you have a program of filming all the different football games. I was wondering if you could give me a general description about how it works.
Yes, what we're doing is we're filming everything from the scrimmages all the way through to the final games and hopefully a bowl game for the varsity.
Okay, now the manpower is which Sebastian here is in charge of. Could you give us a rundown of how you go about filming all the games from all the different levels?
Okay, there's 3 games usually on the weekends, JV, varsity, and freshman. They're all videotaped with the parents' cameras. The crews picked by this, that I've picked for that weekend, and they do a good job. And like I said, like Mr. Stell said, on the 50-yard line and then off the 20-yard shots, and focusing on the seniors that will be put together as a tape scholarship for them.
So also at the end of the year, you will be in charge of putting all these tapes together and editing everything together.
Right.
So now this would also be a good experience for the people behind the cameras, not only for the football players, you know, as far as college tapes go.
Yes, it's a very good experience for them. It's an experience for me. I plan on getting a lot of experience out of this, and hopefully to go on to college and continue as a career.
Okay, that's great. So not only is it benefiting the football players, but it's also benefiting the people behind the cameras. So I'd like to thank you, Mr. Stella.
It was my pleasure.
And I'd like to thank you, Sebastian.
Thank you.
And this has been Sean Donnellan reporting for CCSD-TV.
Well, that brings us to the close of this year's first edition of the Clarkstown Video Magazine. Our loyal viewers should have noticed some changes that we hope you've enjoyed. As usual, we'd like to hear from you about those changes.
And remember, our monthly segment is geared towards you, our viewers. So we want you to write to us with feedback on what you think of our segment. Write to David Marsh, care of CCSD-TV, Demorest Mill Road, West Nyack, New York, 10994. Come on, folks, give us some of your ideas.
And please write to Mr. H. Shuster at CCSD-TV, Clarkstown Central School District, Demorest Mill Road, West Nyack, New York, 10994, or call 634-4941, extension 322. For Dave Richmond and all of our CCSD-TV reporters, I'm Marshall Hausfeld. Thanks for watching. Please write, and remember to tune in again on November 18th for our next edition of the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
Celebrates its 15th anniversary this month. The National Weather Service is the single largest component within NOAA. Other NOAA organizations.
Hello, I'm Marshall Hausfeld, and as you've seen, we've begun our third year of the Clarkstown Video Magazine with a new introduction. It's our way of introducing a change in the way the video magazine is created. In conjunction with this fall's offering of a broadcast journalism course, students from both North and South high schools have contributed in the production, writing, and editing of the stories you'll be seeing this month. As a matter of fact, the introduction you saw was my contribution for the month. These students, plus their elementary and junior high counterparts, have spent the past 2 weeks assembling this month's program. They gathered the news, prepared interviews, provided technical support on the road and in the studio, as well as in the editing room. We'll be giving you an address to write to later in the program so that you can let us know how you like the changes we've made. We'd also like to hear your suggestions and comments. Michelle Ward will be here later on with our Letters to the Studio segment. We begin this month by welcoming Dr. John Krause to the district, as well as to our customary leadoff position. With his opening message to the community, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John Krause.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself.
Each year, as you've just seen, new faces are introduced to the Clarkstown School District. This year, along with Dr. Krause, we have two new principals, Dr. Robert Leslie in Clarkstown South and Elizabeth Carbone in Congers Elementary. I went to Congers Elementary to talk with Mrs. Carbone, but first our Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Frank Arone, interviews the new acting principal of Clarkstown South.
Hello and welcome once again to another season and to this segment of our show, which gives our viewing public the opportunity to become better acquainted with a personality in the Clarkstown schools.
My experience covers 36 years in education. Prior to coming to Clarkstown South, I spent 20 years as the high school principal in Goshen High School in Orange County.
Mrs. Carbone, how long have you been a principal in the school district?
I'm new to the position. I've been a principal for only 3 months.
And how long have you been in the Clarkstown school?
I've taught in Clarkstown for 18 years, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, and I also served for many years as a school librarian in Clarkstown.
Hi, this is Steve Allen reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine, and I'm here at the International Luncheon, and it seems like there's a lot of bit going on. I'm also here with the head of this, Ms. Meltzer. Can you tell me what's going on here, Ms. Meltzer?
Yes. Well, Mr. Idelot Champoli and my students are put together this luncheon. It's done by the basic Spanish classes, and we are serving the entire faculty, administration, and central administration of the school, custodial staff, secretarial. It's a cultural enrichment day.
What is the educational purpose of having such a luncheon like this?
Basically, it's cultural enrichment, and it's an opportunity for the students and faculty to get together in a very pleasant, I think, environment, just to see different sides and show how important language is and appreciating other cultures, even in the foods and music that we listen to.
And how many years has this luncheon been going on?
I'm proud to say this is the third, and each year I think we're getting better and better.
That's really great. And like we said before, there's a lot going on. Who helps prepare all the food and setting up for this?
Basically, my students all organize this. Their parents, I must thank their parents. They're wonderful. And they basically prepare all the food, bring it in, and we've had some help from a couple of local patrons, Little Tour Caterers. They have been wonderful to me, and I want to thank them. Hops and Pops Beverages, and also Robert Genova of Pizzerina in Pearl River. They made a lot of donations and helped us out with a lot of the food, too.
That's very good. How does the International Luncheon go along with the Spanish Fiesta?
Well, that's why we call it an international luncheon. We don't want to compete with the Spanish Fiesta. Even though the kids involved in this program are all taking Spanish, we didn't want to call it that. It's the same idea. The kids in this program don't take a Regents, but we learn the basic, the culture. We focus on culture and foods and travel, and so this is what this is all about. Just promoting this program and the kids involved in it.
I'd like to thank you very much and wish you a happy birthday, that we know it's your birthday, Ms. Meltzer. And
thank you.
Let's see how some of the other teachers are enjoying themselves. I'm here with Mr. Bierker, principal of our school. How do you feel about the International Luncheon, Mr. Bierker?
I think the concept of the International Luncheon is fantastic. The classwork, that's important, it has to be done, but this breathes life into the building. Phenomenal job, my hat's off to the foreign language teachers for they're doing this, particularly Ms. Meltzer.
I'm here with Ms. Stainsky. How did you hear about the International Luncheon, Ms. Stainsky?
Oh, well, we were all formally invited, and we're all very happy to be here, and I'm enjoying it tremendously.
How do you like the food?
Food is terrific. I'll have them all come home and make me dinner.
Are you having a good time there, Mr. Barber?
Good. It's very good, Steve. Kids did a nice job.
How do you feel about all the kids participating and bringing, all the food and then preparing it?
Great, it's great. Shows some extra abilities on their part.
I think they should be done once a week, every Friday. Definitely.
That's great. How do you feel about all those students participating in this?
Excellent. It's really good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pucci.
Could you bring some food down at the end of every game we have during the season or cross season?
No, I think you'll have to talk to Ms. Melcher on that one. I'm here with the table of faculty at South. I'd like to stop and ask Ms. Large a second. Are you having a good time, Ms. Large?
Oh, this is the best. Always look forward to these days.
How do you feel about all the students participating and helping out?
I think it's a nice way to see us in a different light, and I think it's a nice way for them to participate in something different.
Stop here and talk to Miss Williams for a second. How was the food here, Miss Williams? What kind of food did they have?
Oh, they had a lot of good food. I had lasagna, and I had saffron rice, and a lot. More than I usually eat for lunch.
Thank you very much. Well, I heard from so many teachers about all the good food and activities going on here, I decided to try it out for myself. Let's give it a try. Like they said, the food is really good here. This has been Steve Allen reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
Three years ago, I brought you the first of many reports concerning construction at North, and we've been able to follow the story from its initial prospect to its near completion. Although you've all been invited to the opening ceremonies on Sunday, March 8th, we thought we'd give you an early peek, and Jeff Levine prepared this look.
This is Jeff Levine reporting for CCSD-TV from Clarkstown High School North, where recent renovations have taken place. I'm here with Mrs. Morisseau, a librarian here at North, and I have a few questions. Could you tell the viewers what the basic changes have been in the North Library?
Basically what we were looking to do is combine two very small libraries into one large facility. There were libraries in each building, in the main building and in the annex. Both very small, both very overcrowded.
And what do you hope this course can achieve for them?
We hope that it introduces them to, number one, the type of seminar activity that I was describing, where they realize they are part of a discussion group, and the fact that there are two professors, two teachers, if you would, in the room makes the course more interesting and more alive for them.
And it's just very crowded. You can't get your classes on time, and it's very annoying during tests.
Are the teachers sympathetic to your plight?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them are, they sympathize with us. And other ones, they just ignore us and tell us you do your best when you can.
What's the major complaint among the students?
I think mostly the crowding in the hallways.
Now we're here with Lisa Schneider, a senior at North. Lisa, is the construction creating a major disturbance among the students?
Just the parking situation, really.
We shift our focus from the building of facilities to the building of character. In a program brought to the junior high school by Candle, the district's drug awareness group, students are exposed to the dangers of drug abuse through the discipline required to train for and master elements of the martial arts. The district and the video magazine continue, as in the past, to focus student awareness on alcohol and drug abuse. As part of our continuing coverage of this issue, I've traveled to Felix Fester Junior High School to interview the participants.
I'm Eileen Browning from Candle.
Domingo Llanos from Karate International.
Richard Soleil from the Quinpai School of Self-Defense.
I'm Dr. Naughty, a psychologist.
Okay, first, let me ask over here of the Candle organization, what is Candle?
Candle is an organization committed to helping youngsters stay away from alcohol and drug abuse.
The junior high was also the scene of an annual event, the magazine kickoff. We were there Friday to catch some of the fun and excitement that took place in their auditorium.
What is the magazine campaign? Like, what do the kids, are they very enthusiastic about it?
Well, as you could see today, most people are very enthusiastic about it.
Extracurricular activities are in various stages of development. Debate teams at North and South are gearing up, as well as preparation and rehearsal for both senior plays.
Of course, we're unable to cover all of the varied activities available to the students, so this month, Mike updates us on Clarkstown South's debate team, while I interview Kathleen Davies, the Clarkstown South Senior Play Director.
Following Ken's interview, I'll take you on a behind-the-scenes look at the preparation for the senior play in a unique perspective. The hours of rehearsal and labor contributed by the stage crew.
Last year you saw an interview with Mrs. Gazzola, the advisor of the Forensic League here at Clarkstown South. This year is a follow-up story we have here South's best debate team in John Guardiano and Carl Kobinger. John, what is your topic of the debates this year?
Be it resolved that the federal government must initiate the licensing of all handguns.
And what is your stand on this topic?
Personally, I have no stand on the issue. In the debate tournaments, we must argue both sides of the issue.
Excitement that you from debating with people, that's very exciting. You would be surprised. And working with a partner, that's important. If you want to enter the job world, you have to work with people. And even if you aren't the best speaker in the world, there's definitely something that you can do in debate. There's no question that debate is for everyone.
All right, tell me a little bit about the play. What is it about?
Well, it's about first-year law students at Harvard Law School, and it deals with the interaction between the students and this one absolutely terrifying professor, and the efforts of the students to balance their personal life with their private life, how to balance schoolwork with social activities, and a little bit about the cutthroat nature of law school, the intense competition that exists between the students there.
For every theatrical production performed in Clarkstown, there's a lot more effort put into it than actually meets the eye. Hi, I'm Craig Cefola here, reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. We're here with our own Jack DeSantos, the district's audiovisual microcomputer technician. He's currently Clarkstown South Stagecraft Advisor. Jack, what exactly is the stage crew about?
Well, the stage crew is that group of students which assist in the production behind the scenes of the theatrical presentations. They build the sets, set the lights, decorate the set, take care of props, provide sound amplification to support the actors on the stage with a completely professional production.
And the students are assigned to certain positions?
Well, only the top three directors. We have a lighting director, our stage manager, and our sound manager, and everybody else really works where their strengths may lie. If we have people who are good at banging nails, they bang nails. If we have people who are good and safe with power tools, they take care of that. And the other people who want to help but really don't maybe not have the manual dexterity to do anything else, they sort hardware and you know, tote lumber, etc.
And when does the stage crew get together?
We meet on Mondays and Fridays in the afternoon on the stage and in the prop room, which may later on have to be increased if we find ourselves running behind as the showtime comes nearer.
Who exactly is involved in the stage crew?
It runs the gamut. Freshmen up through seniors are here, and you know, just kids who are just generally interested in the stage and want to be around the stage and the productions. You know, there's no one type. They're all involved.
Okay, thank you. This has been Craig Cefola reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
In the next few months, we hope to be bringing you a more varied menu of extracurricular reports from around the district. This month, I went to North High School as well as looking in at South High School to catch both of their cheerleading programs in full swing.
So what does an advisor specifically do?
Well, I always say I'm there for insurance purposes, but we have to be at practice. We have to see that they have their uniforms. We order uniforms. We help them raise money. We tell them whether the cheers are good or poor. We are generally a mother superior.
Okay, how do they, who financially supports them?
The cheerleaders get their letters. You know, the letters, the megaphones they have, those are purchased by the school. All of the rest of the uniforms, jackets, shoes, everything, they raise money for it.
How they go about raising the money?
One year, the uniforms we have right now, we raffled off a quilt that my mother and I had made, and this year we're selling lollipops.
Beat those ribbons! The Reds coming to the beat! The Reds fight, the Reds beat!
Mrs. DeMaria's 4th grade class from Laurel Plains Elementary School visited the television studio recently and wrote us about their experiences.
That brings us to the close of our first program of the year. If you missed something, remember our program is repeated every Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. until the airing of our second video magazine of the year on November 19th. For the entire crew of the Clarkstown Video Magazine, I'm Marshall Hausfeld. Thanks for watching, and please take a minute and drop us a line.
Winds from the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. The barometer 30.30 and fall.
Hello, and welcome to our second edition of the Clarkstown Video Magazine. I'm Marshall Hausfeld. This month, CCSD-TV's broadcast journalism class joins forces with elementary field reporters and others, bringing you reports from half the district's elementary schools, Felix Festa Junior High, both senior highs, and a report from the Birchwood School. Once again, we invite you to write to us with your suggestions and comments. Please write to CCSD-TV, care of Mr. H. Shuster, Demorest Mill Road, West Nyack, New York, 10994. That's CCSD-TV, care of Mr. H. Shuster, Demorest Mill Road in West Nyack, 10994. We'll be repeating that address again later on in the program, so please take time to write us.
As always, we begin this month's look at the district activities with our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John Krause.
Hello, I'm glad to have this opportunity to speak to you again about the Clarkstown schools and what I observe as the superintendent of schools in the Clarkstown district.
We begin our lengthy focus on curriculum segment with one of those who is primarily responsible for the shaping of the curriculum. With that interview, our Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Frank Arone.
Hello and welcome once again to that portion of our show which permits our viewing public to become better acquainted with a personality in the Clarkstown schools.
Alan, I always like to end our interviews on a futuristic note, so I'll ask the question, what do you foresee in the future math science curriculum of the elementary schools in Clarkstown?
Well, I'm very pleased to see the direction that the state is taking in terms of coming out with new syllabi, coming out with new ideas in terms of making it a more interdisciplinary approach.
Our focus on curriculum turns to Felix Festa Junior High School. We will examine the implementations of parts of the first year's requirements of the New York State's Regents Action Plan. With that report, Dave Richmond.
The Regents Action Plan is a new academic plan that's been introduced to the district this year. The class of 1989 sees the most dramatic change. I talked with Mrs. Bierker of the Junior High East about the Regents Action Plan. Mrs. Bierker, what exactly is the Regents Action Plan?
Well, the Regents Action Plan was enacted by the State Department of New York State to try to improve the educational process in New York State. It is increasing the demands placed upon our students in grades 7 through 12, and it is being applied over approximately 3 to 4 years.
Ken Carter will be back with a report from Little Toy Elementary later in the program. But first, Ken has prepared a special report on the district's newest facility, the Birchwood School.
Hi, I'm Ken Carter for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. I'm here at Birchwood School with Mr. Jakubowicz, the principal of the school. Mr. Jakubowicz, can you tell me something about the school?
Yes, the Birchwood School is a special school within the Clarkstown School District. We presently have 67 students in the program. The students are at the elementary, intermediate, and high school level. We have 10 classes. Most of our classes are now full, and at the high school level we have a waiting list actually to get into the school. Students at the elementary and intermediate level are primarily self-contained classrooms, and at the high school level we have a departmentalized program.
What are you building out here today?
It's a gazebo. We started it this summer, and from the plan stage, from Handyman Magazine, we've constructed almost a finished product.
As I mentioned in our opening, we've got broadcast journalism students covering some elementary schools, while others have formed their own pool of elementary reporters. Laurel Plains reporters representing various classes visited the studio recently to bring you news from their school.
Mrs. Bruckner, how did you come about the idea of making apple cider for Halloween?
Well, we took a seminar at the Rockland with the Rockland Teacher Center at the Historical Society, and since the children always have cider and donuts at Halloween time, we thought we'd be able to borrow the press and use it with the classroom so they'd have a living history lesson.
We'd like to remind you that it's very difficult for us to know that you're out there unless you write to us. We want to hear from you. Please take a moment to write to CCSD-TV.
Hi, I'm Marshall Hausfeld, and I've left my usual anchor position to report here from Strawton Elementary, where student reporters Anne-Marie Galati, Dawn Gross, Amy Bobbis, Tommy Hahn, and Carrie Persinich talked to a number of students on a variety of topics.
Ken Carter, in a busy month, returns to bring us a report from Little Tour Elementary.
Hello, I'm Ken Carter for the Clarkstown Video Magazine, and I'm here at Little Tour Elementary School, where Mrs. Adler, for Resources Unlimited, has discussed the responsibility of pet care to Mrs. Avalama's third grade class. The students here have linked together music, poetry, and science projects to animal care.
Welcome. I'm Mrs. Abilama, a third grade teacher at Little Tor School in the Clarkstown School District.
Our remote crew traveled to Felix Fester Junior High School twice this month, once for the report you saw earlier, and again to cover an activity which coincided with election time, the election of the junior high GO officers. Government plays a big role in student life. Recently, campaign and elections were held at Felix Fester Junior High School West for the GO. These candidates, when elected, run the student body in much the same way as real government officials. Generally, the jobs of the officers are to raise funds for the students' high school prom and yearbooks. The candidates were picked on the basis of their speeches and were voted for using the actual voting machines used in official, community, and presidential elections. Two students for the West Wing were there to cover the story.
Hello, this is Amy Brofman and Sean Savitz reporting to you from Felix V. Festa Junior High School West.
Elections, whether county, town, or GO, keep the focus with local concerns. 3 South High School activities that you are about to see reflect high school students' concern for their fellow man, ranging from local humanitarianism activities to global outreach. Jason Citarella and Alan Rios report on student involvement locally and beyond.
I'm Jason Citarella here with Alan Rios from the Clarkstown Video Magazine. We're here with Ms. Fazaro and Ed Wolokovich from the Interact Club. Ms. Fazaro, the Interact Club is one of the newest clubs in the school. When was it first formed?
It was formed in April of 1985.
Ken Fromson shifts our focus to an annual and ongoing South activity which involves many South students, the Special Olympics.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Fromson. I'm here with Ms. Cavabianco of Clarkstown South High School. Ms. Cavabianco has been active with Special Olympics for many years. Ms. Cavabianco, how many years have you been involved with Special Olympics?
I've been involved with Special Olympics since 1968 when it was originally conceived as a pilot program out of Washington.
We'll update you on South's progress as it seeks designation as a Special Olympics model school. We return now to Jason Citarella and Alan Rios as they conclude our look at some of South's humanitarian activities with a new club whose concerns extend well beyond local borders.
Hello, I'm Alan Rios, and this is Jason Citarella. And with us today are Mr. Donnell, Mr. Brownie, and Lisa Schneider to talk about the Community Service Club being offered at South High School.
I basically just try and get other people to get involved because I feel that it's very important that the more people we have to help, the better.
True to the phrase that it's a small world, Michelle Ward interviews a visitor to South High School, an exchange student from Mexico.
I'm here with Francisco Villaseñor. Francisco is an exchange student in Clarkstown South from Monterrey, Mexico. Francisco, how did you get involved in the exchange student program?
Well, my older sisters also went into exchange programs, and I think it's a good opportunity that I have to live.
Hi, I'm Pete James, and I'm here with Mr. Charles Holbrook, social studies teacher at Clarkstown South, and we're here to talk about the mock trial. You'll be seeing a little bit of this later on. Mr. Holbrook, how did the mock trial start?
Well, it started out as part of the curriculum for the American legal system, and about 4 years ago I rode away to California for a sample trial, and I got this trial, and I've been producing it ever since.
Hello and welcome to the third edition of the Clarkstown Video Magazine for the 1986-87 academic year. This month we have a wide variety of stories from around the district. We'll begin, as usual, with the message from our superintendent and then move on to elementary happenings and secondary school information from both North and South High School. We'll also continue this month's program with our outreach into community concerns. To begin our program, Dr. John Krause.
At the Board of Education meeting held last evening at North High School, we heard a presentation on what is called the CAR, C-A-R, is, or she is capable of being, can really be put into practice.
Thanksgiving celebrations took place throughout the district this month. Jeff Levine traveled to Laurel Plains Elementary School for a visual sampling of both food and the activities.
As we continue our look at elementary activities, we travel to Mrs. Holler's kindergarten classes at West Nyack and Laurel Plain Elementary Schools, and we found a variety of animals filling the classrooms. We also interviewed elementary student reporters Kevin Piquette and Jennifer Viglietta, who prepared this upcoming story about their journalistic activities.
What's your name?
Pepper Jano.
Pepper, do you ever get afraid before you go on?
Well, not really, because, I mean, if they're younger than us, the little kids, if they can go on, I know that I'm older and I could go also.
To begin, we turn to Dr. Frank Rowan, our Assistant Superintendent of Schools, as he focuses in on a long-awaited North High School development.
Hello, I'm Frank Rowan, Clarkstown's Assistant Superintendent, and I'm pleased to have the opportunity today to acquaint you with another personality in the Clarkstown schools.
You've certainly heard that practice makes perfect. Well, South High School has hosted the Rockland County Special Olympics program for many years. This has led to perfection. The dedication on the part of students and faculty has led to special recognition. With that report, Jane Ellen Trust.
Clarkstown South is entering their 8th year of service to the Rockland County Special Olympics organization. The students at South place all their energies for one day into this program to help make it both successful and enjoyable for the athletes and their spectators. All the effort has been recognized by the International Special Olympic Organization. We compliment you on your special effort and wish them congratulations on their success.
Although the warmth of June seems far away, seniors have begun anticipating their graduation. We continue our program with a report prepared by Steve Allen at both North and South High Schools.
Well, for my first 2 years after graduation, I'm going to a state school, and then from there I'm going to hopefully transfer over to a major medical school where I'll become a physical therapist for the disabled people.
After graduation, I plan to go to college, hopefully go on to graduate school, probably to go into pre-law in college and then go to law school afterwards. And goals in life, possibly becoming a judge. That's about it.
I'm going to go to college, and I'm striving to be a teacher. I want to teach biology. And
I'm either thinking about going into medicine or law. And after that, after I get out of school, I'm going to get married, have kids, and make a lot of money. And I'm thinking I'd really like to get into Princeton, but if I don't, I applied to Harvard and Yale.
Well, my grades aren't that good right now, so I'm going to go to RCC and get my grades up, then transfer to a better school.
Well, I want to go to Providence. It's a good school. My sister goes there.
During the high school years, many memories are accumulated. Your yearbook preserves these recollections for years to come. This year, Clarkstown South's yearbook, the Eidolon, is going to be bigger and better than ever. Our yearbook's going to be a larger size, 9 by 12. Its pages will be filled with pictures of every aspect of school life. Many people think the Eidolon is a senior book. This is wrong. We have large sections dedicated to underclassmen. So the Eidolon, regardless of your grade, is a great keepsake. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what the word Eidolon means, it means an image. This title is quite apropos for our book. Eidolon is on sale now at Clarkstown South Library. Hurry, buy now because the price will go up. Get your Eidolon now.
And with me today is Mr. William Brody of the Clarkstown South High School Guidance Department to talk about making college choices. Now, Mr. Brody, what information about a student is needed for admission?
The information is going to vary depending upon the school that a student applies to. Every school requires basically three things. One, a transcript, in other words, a history over the first 3 years of what a student has done in high school.
This is a form of cocaine. It's 90% and crack, it's its name. It's the C to the R, the A-C-K. It is from this drug, you should stay away. You see, it lasts for 5 minutes, shouldn't be worth your while. You get a small amount, comes in a tiny vial. If someone comes up and asks you to do it, say no, turn your back, and then refuse it. Don't play around, it isn't a joke. It's a harmful, a dangerous, a kill, a smoke. You see, it goes to your brain and kills your mind, and then all of a sudden your brain cells decline on your lifestyle. This drug would be afflicting. You can't take one hit because it's too addicting.
Please stand by as tapes are being changed. Please stand by while tapes are being changed.
I'm here with Donald Fives at High Tour Animal Care Center. Donald, what type of animals are found here?
Domestic animals, mostly dogs and cats.
Thank you, Scott, for that doggone good story. We conclude our program for this month with a fall season sports wrap-up. Ken Carter, a broadcast journalism alumnus from last year, and I zeroed in on football, tennis, soccer, and volleyball.
This year's girls volleyball team was considered to be one of the best in years, according to Coach Al Campora. With senior tri-captains Amy Wexler, Janine Veleza, and Anne-Marie Petiso leading the way, Vikings have met lofty goals never before achieved with Coach Campora. They defeated North Rockland in 2 consecutive matches after losing to them in each of the past 5 years, and in the Section 1 playoff, they defeated arch rivals Clarkstown North on the Vikings' way to becoming section champions. South finished the season with a 17-3 record, and with returning players Joni Amendola, Christy Lombardi, Mimo Vakaitis, Christy Stafford, Tracy Park, Missy Vitro, and freshmen Jean Bloomingdale and Amy White, the future looks optimistic for the Vikings. The boys soccer team, under the direction of Coach Glenn Nelson, finished the season with a record of 6-8 in the league and 8-11 overall. However, in their 10th consecutive year in the Section 1 playoffs, they placed 3rd in Class AA. Captains Dan Kelly, John Walsh, and Mike Schwallenberg led the Viking team that was hurt by injuries, key injuries that were a reason for the disappointing season. However, next year, Coach Nelson will have 4 returning seniors, plus a totally new crew of junior varsity players. Winning the championship was an extra delight to add to the just plain fun of being part of this team. Those were the words of Ken Holvik when asked to describe this past girls varsity tennis season. The team won first place in the league for the 5th straight year. They only had 1 loss this season, 4-3 to North, which ended their 53-game win streak. Coach Holvik says the strength of the team was their depth, with the first doubles team being just as strong as the first. The team's top 3 singles players, Vivian Chang, Erica Gross, and Lisa Ip, will be returning next year, so a winning tradition will probably continue.
The South Varsity football team suffered its first losing season since 1976. Jamie Dowd, Frank Serace, Jim Caroline, and Rich Prestegard co-captain a very strong defensive team, led by players like Tom McDermott and Doug Weiner. However, with over 20 returning lettermen, Coach Mo Scrow could not put together an explosive offense, with quarterback Ray LaFord calling the plays. Highlights on this season were Steve Whitfield's 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, a 65-yard punt return, and Kerry Wood's 80-yard touchdown on a kickoff against North Rockland. Tom Foley also returned a fumble for the only touchdown in South victory over North.
That brings us to the close of the Clarkstown Video Magazine for this month. As usual, we invite your comments. Thanks for watching, and remember to tune in next time again on January 27th, 1987 for for our next edition of the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
And you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Are you tired of wandering around space, trying to find a place where you can enjoy yourself? Well, look no further, because the ultimate vacation spot is on Earth, New York. Come and visit this exciting city where anything can happen, and probably will.
I love New York. Every time I go there, I see something new. I can't wait to go back again.
My whole family takes a trip to New York each year. It's all we hope the vacation spot can be.
So pick up your phone right now and call this number to find out how you can make a trip to the best city in the galaxy possible. And remember, don't get lost somewhere out there in space. New York is the best place to be.
Water pollution, it's a problem that hits close to home. The picture you have just seen represents the beauty of our water resources. It is the Hudson River. If this surprises you, it is understandable. To preserve this beauty, we must stop the dumping of industrial sewage in our upstream waters by factories such as the one shown here.
What do you think are the ages of most drug users? I bet you didn't know it was 10 through 25. We talked to 2 kids in Chicago. Here's what they had to say.
First time I tried PCP, I blacked out. My friends tried to help me, but I kept falling down and hitting my head. I couldn't even talk to ask them what happened. I was so confused. That's what the dust does to you. It was really bad. I was so scared.
I smoked so much dust and it was really potent. It wasn't supposed to be that potent. I kept smoking until I passed out. And when I woke up, I thought I could walk, but I couldn't feel myself walking. My brain felt like jelly.
Yeah. Drug users can have long-term effects, such as disturbance in memory, judgment, concentration, and perception. These things can happen long after you take the drug. So please, think of the consequences before you decide to ruin your life.
Hello and welcome to the dating game, and here's our host, Buzz Wire.
Oh, almost dropped it. Hey, welcome to the dating game. Hey, Keith. Keep going. Welcome to the dating game where we have to match 3 unlucky, unruly, unlikely contestants with our one lovely lady. And, well, now it's the time of the show where we get to meet the 3 human beings we're dealing with. Folks, they've been locked in a mayonnaise jar for over 4 hours. They're raring to go. First here, let's meet Mr. Ernest Frazier, ladies and gentlemen. Ern, what do you do for a living?
I'm a ideal and human pleasure, Buzz.
Oh, human pleasure, eh?
That's right.
And then tell us what that's like. Well, maybe you don't have to. We can imagine that, can't we? Let's think that in our mind, shall we? Shut up, my show. All right, let's move right along to Mr. Lenny Schwartz. Len?
That's Leonard.
How about a big hand for Len, all the way from Parsippany, New Jersey, I believe?
Yeah.
What exit is that?
That's not funny.
Gateway to Nutley.
That's not funny at all.
I like you a lot. I want to party with you, okay? Let's move right along to Mr. Jose Rodriguez. Man took a van with 60 of his relatives just to get there, and they're here in the audience today. Jose, what do you do for a living?
Good morning to you, Buzz.
How did this man pass through immigration? Thank you very much, Jose, and we're going to start the show if you don't mind, of course. Good morning. A man has driven over 3 hours. He's actually on Western Standard Time. That's Pacific, excuse me. Let's also meet now our lovely young contestant. She comes all the way from San Francisco, California, and we know what kind of men they're there, and that's why she's here. Let's meet Brenda, excuse me with his last name, darling, Desner. Hello there. How about a nice hand for Brenda? A little nicer. Come on. How's it going, Brenda?
Okay, Buzz. How are you?
Oh, very fine. Are you ready for the dating game, Brenda?
I think so.
I hope so. Well, let's move right along over here. Let's see. Oh, yes. Well, keep those questions. In case you haven't asked one yet. Well, let's have the first question. I'm sorry. Go right ahead, Brenda.
Okay, Buzz.
Yes, I'm all right.
Contestant
3 martini
number
lunch was fine.
one. How good are you in bed?
Time out. Wait a minute here, Bren, darling. Let's keep those questions good taste, shall we? This is a family hour.
You mean we're on TV?
Oh, yeah, we're on TV. You know, the funny thing with all the knobs and lights on it. That's television.
No
Brenda.
way, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Tom.
Funny
Hi,
broad.
Dan. Hi, Pete. My God, I can't believe it.
Brenda, let's get on with question number 1, shall we? Half-hour show. Let's keep it that way.
Okay, Buzz.
Not run into the Bugs and Woody hour. We're paying high salary prices for that advertising.
You're such a funny guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contestant number 2. What's your idea of a good night on the town?
Good question. Contestant number 1.
Number 2.
2, pardon me. I'm all right, failed math.
I'm from Jersey, and, well, I'd probably take her to the Paramus Mall, and then maybe over to the Opera, and then to the Computer Expo, and then maybe over to Sal's for a Diet Pepsi.
Oh, a hot time would be had by all. Brenda?
All right, contestant number 3. What's your idea of a good night on the town?
Bachelor number 3.
Baseball is very, very good to me.
The Jose Oquendo fan club has joined us. Brenda?
Sounds like fun. Okay, contestant number 1, can you make any improvements on that answer?
Yeah, baby. Next we hit the Flickorama, then we go to the Jam and Midnight Club. Then it's to my limo for a little bit of bubbly.
Well, all right. Sorry, Brenda, but we've got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back after this massage.
Bye, Mom!
Or message.
Do you see how hyperactive this man is? My God, isn't he a mess? I wonder why he's in such bad condition. Let's ask him. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me why you look so terrible?
What?
Well, what kind of breakfast did you have?
Coffee, just coffee!
Wow, with that kind of breakfast, no wonder he's so pathetic. Wow, would you look at him today? Is he the perfect example of a pep, vim, and vigor? Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me why you're so peppy today?
I have my juice, toast, milk, and my yummy Querios. Querios help me get me through my day.
Wow, Querios taste great. And not only Querios is full of nutrition, they're loaded with energy and minerals. Compare them with the wheat flakes and raisin bran that you eat. You'll find that Querios have so much nutrition that once you eat them, you'll feel healthy. So whether you're going to school, work, or just hanging around, remember
Querios for good nutrition and great taste.
Take it easy.
Hey, come on, I feel great.
Oh, really?
Great. Come on, man, I got some bad handling ticket. Let's get out.
Great, man. We can go to the bar, too?
Let's check the bar, pick up some
All
brews.
right.
Come on, let's go. I'm feeling great, Want some more Querios.
Hey. Excuse me. I love you people, but you're not getting any of my will. All right? Hey. We're back. We're back now for the second half of the dating game. One of these lucky guys is going to win a date with beautiful Brenda here. So, Brenda, are you ready for the second half?
Yes, I am, Buzz.
Well, baby, let's go.
Okay, contestant number 2. If you saw a pretty girl in a bar, would you A, approach her yourself and tell her that she was pretty, or B, would you tell your friend to go approach her and ask her for you?
Brenda, if you learned how to speak the English language, maybe you can help our stupid contestants out. Would you please repeat that again?
Sorry, Buzz.
It's quite all right. I'll deal with you later.
Okay, if you saw a pretty girl in a bar, would you A, approach her yourself and tell her that she was very attractive, or B, have your friend tell her that for you?
Thanks, Brenda.
I'll probably have my friend do it.
How boring. Okay, how about you, contestant number 1?
I do that myself, baby. You know that.
Okay, contestant number 3, what about you?
Very good. How are you?
Well, Brenda, all right. Are you ready to select your date?
No, not yet. Just a few more questions, okay, Buzz?
Tough. Oh, all right.
Contestant number 3, what's your idea of the ideal woman?
It's a good sport. I've been playing it for many years.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but Jose, let's get one thing straight here. Why is it that whenever you're asked a question, you give a totally different reply?
Yes, what do you think about Reaganomics?
just like to know how this man got over the border, okay? Just kind of forget him, all right, Brenda?
I don't know. He's kind of cute sounding.
Brenda, let's just try to finish this up, please. We've got several women waiting in my jacuzzi after the show, and my Cadillac is double parked. Will you please finish this?
Just a few more to go, Buzz, okay?
The women are my
Contestant
sister
number
and my
one.
Aunt Bernice.
When you're surrounded by all your friends and your girlfriend comes over, do you kiss her hello or do you wait till your friends go away?
When my baby comes over to me, my friends are there and I give her everything I got.
And what may that be? From what I hear, it's nothing.
Well, you know.
Okay.
Oh, let me try. Oh.
Okay, contestant number two, how about you?
Oh, wow, I don't know. I'd probably kiss her on the cheek and then lock the door.
Okay, contestant number one, where and when were you born?
I was born in the Bronx in 1956.
Wait a minute. Time out, Brenda. Did you get Jose on that one?
Yes, I did.
Excuse me. Wait, it's the Twilight Zone. You've now entered the dimension
Oh,
of
I
time
did. I'm
and
sorry,
space. I'm sorry.
Jose. How about you, Jose? Would you kiss your girlfriend or would you wait for your friends to go away?
Oh, yes.
Yes? Okay, contestant
Yeah, I know what you mean,
number two.
Jose. I mean, spending all those late nights on the Route 303 gets me hyper all the time. Go ahead.
Buzz, you're cutting me off, and I don't like it. Okay, contestant number two, where were you born?
No.
Joycey.
Excuse me, that was one.
Okay,
You know, the one
how
right
about you, contestant number three, Jose?
I agree.
Okay, contestant number one, do you believe in horoscopes?
No way, baby.
How about you, number two?
Yes, I do. Very much.
And three?
You're welcome.
All right, number one, how much money do you usually spend on a girl when you date?
How much I get?
How about you, number two?
You mean me pay for her?
Okay, Lenny, I see what you mean. How about you, number three?
27 years old.
If you're playing along at home, the man is answering in Braille from now on, okay? Go ahead, Brenda. Oh,
Okay.
Sorry, this is mine. Okay, Brenda, it's time for you to choose. But first, we're going to tell you where you're going to go, and wouldn't you like to know that, Brenda?
No way. First, I want to meet the guy. Okay.
Brenda, I'm sorry, it's yeah, I would, Buzzy. But you can call me Buzz.
Okay,
But
tell me where, Buzz.
I'm sorry, but first, we see what the two contestants who you did not pick get as consolation prizes. And we'll let Bob Stanford, our announcer, tell you what they are. Bob?
Thank you, Buzz. For the guys who are too ugly to win a date with Brenda, you can get Plaque Off, a new toothpaste for the guy who brushes his teeth every 2 years. Its powerful plaque remover helps to scrape that buildup right off your teeth. We also have a Crepto-Bismol for those creatures in you. Here you go, Buzz.
Thank you, Bob. Proof positive abortions do not work on occasion. I'm sorry. Just a way to try new material. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Hey, Jose, maybe you should invest some of that Crepto-Bismol. Looks like you need it. They made me say that. Don't knife me later. All right? Like to know you get back with your car, not on cinder
Okay,
blocks,
Buzz,
okay?
I really want to meet this guy.
Well, go ahead, Brenda. Are you ready to choose?
Yeah, I am.
Don't you like that when I go ready to choose? Tell me that magic.
Okay,
Okay, first, we'll tell you where you're going. Tell them, Bob. This is Bob's twin brother. He didn't make it either.
Okay, for the two losers, no, for the winner, you will be going the lucky guy will be going nowhere. Yes, nowhere, and the place to be. You and a friend will be staying nowhere and eating nowhere. The trip is furnished by Booga Booga Airlines, who will be flying you nowhere. This trip will cost absolutely nothing.
Nice of you to read that. He was dating Evelyn Wood for a time.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Okay, the guy that I want to meet is
Excuse
Jose.
me. Yes, it is, Brenda. Have you decided who you're going to
just
pick?
told you.
All right.
I want to meet Jose. He sounds so sexy.
Whoa!
Come on, baby.
Time out on the court. Excuse me, Brenda, darling, but
Yes.
do you mean to tell me you picked number 3, Jose, over the other two splendidly fine gentlemen?
Yeah, well, I don't go for kissing on the cheek. I go for bigger things than that. And the other guy sounds like such
Check
a
this guy, he might not have bigger things to offer. So, well, all right, Brenda, you can have him. We don't want him.
It's a pleasure, I'm sure.
I'm sure, Jose.
Jose, baby, don't let me down, okay?
I'm sure he won't, not for some time, unless you're going on a date to the amusement park and hitting the seesaws. So, well, Brenda and Jose, come on out here, Jose. Meet your date, Brenda. Meet your date, not me.
Oh, my.
Damn.
How are you, darling?
Excuse me, well, Brenda and Jose, I
What
hope
a
you have fun
letdown.
going
Oh,
nowhere.
my.
Because that's all we have time for. And remember, all you loners out there, to stay home and watch the dating game. Bye-bye and bye-bombs. And remember to please control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye and bye, Warbongs. Thank you very much. You're now.
How long have we been playing?
Oh, about 5 minutes. Do you want to play for a Dudweiser?
A Dudweiser. You're on.
This dud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Jen! Yes, that clean, refreshing, cool taste that says Dudweiser.
Gin! I don't know how you do it, Thelma. I've never seen anybody play gin like that before.
Well, we're not just playing for any brew. We're playing for a Dudweiser.
This dud's for you.
Hey, Thelma, you got the time?
In my watch. For all you do, this dud's for you.
Live from Television City in West Nyack, New York, it's the star-studded Big Money Mismatch Game with the stars. From his latest triumphs at the American Music Awards, superstar and super guy, Michael Jackson. Former boxing great and world heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. From the controversial Sports Weekly Sports Beat and the equally confusing ABC Monday Night Football, legendary Big Mouth, Howard Cosell. Singing sensation and star, Pat Benatar. Writer, actor, and star of the stage, screen, television, and his bathroom mirror, Sylvester Stallone. And the entertaining giant of our time, recently beating Buckwheat and Frank Sinatra as the greatest living entertainer of all time, the incredible Gumby. And now, the host and star of the Mismatch Game, and Mrs. Jameson's own pride and joy, a legend in his own mind, Wink Jameson.
Hey, hi, and welcome to the Mismatch Game, where weird stars try to match equally weird contestants for a chance to win a ton of cash and maybe even a car. Hey, and if you don't win that car, don't hotwire my new Ferrari, okay? Let's meet our contestants. First, back from his latest performance as Human Torch, Memorial Park Hospital, let's welcome Michael Jackson. Mike, how you doing?
Oh, hi. Sorry you didn't want to Oscar wink.
Oh, that's okay, Mike. I'll get over it. Hey, Mike, how's the fro? A lot of you fans been worried after you had that recent battle with the fireworks.
I'd just like to thank all you wonderful people, and especially anyone who wondered if I'd ever use shampoo again. I'd especially like to thank the following list of people. My manager for booking the Pepsi commercial for me, my mom and dad for having flammable but talented child, the makeup man for greasing my hair, Brooke Shields for extinguishing my hair, and Diana Ross for the flowers, the company, and just for being her. Oh yes, and my lawyer, Bernie Lieberwitz, for telling me it was unlawful to set a superstar's hair on fire during the taping of a soda commercial, so I could sue everyone involved for millions. Thank you.
Whoa, Mike, buddy. This isn't an acceptance speech for another one of those stupid awards. It's a lousy game show. You want to talk for everybody? Try Merv Griffin, pal. Not me. Well, fans, let's meet the former boxing great and all-around cool dude in my book, Muhammad Ali.
Thank you for inviting my celebrity boy.
Well, Muhammad, many people have believed that you've lost your edge mentally after taking too many blows to the head throughout your illustrious career. As we can clearly see, that's a falsehood. And now, let's meet.
You're obviously going to resuscitate the bilge water of another previous error. And let me say now to the American public and to you, Wink, what are you studying here? That the unscrupulous perfunctory of your mental incapacitation thoroughly profounds and rebukes the intellect of the viewing audience. That's all I've got to say. Where's your tie, Wink?
Okay.
Wonderful. Nice suit. You look like a mouthpiece.
Thanks, Howie. You're truly a classic. And now let's meet the lovely and talented Pat Benatar. Well, Pat, we're extremely fortunate to have with us today two of the biggest singing stars in the industry.
I didn't know Sly could sing.
Yes, that brings us to writer, producer, boxing manager, and star of Rocky 1, 2, and 3, Sylvester Stallone. Sly, it's been rumored that you're working on the script for Rocky 4. Can you tell us what it's about?
Sure, Wink. It's a story about a Rocky who has stayed in the fight game too long and has become an overweight, overaged loser, only to be used on decon bug commercials and dumb TV game shows.
Isn't that right, Mom? Mom, isn't that right? Ask the viewing audience right here. Well, we'll take this up on screen. Continue, Wink.
And now, fans, a real treat. Here's a man who's literally done it all in the field of entertainment. Mr. Incredible, the amazing Gumby.
Thank you, Doc. The only reason I came on this stupid game show because your boss paid me good.
What's next for you, Gumby?
Well, I think my next project will be cartoon porno film. My first one is going to be a box office smash starring Wilma Flintstone, Betty Rebel, and Oliver in the hit Betty Does Bedrock. And by the way, if you call me Gumby one more time, I'm going to bend that microphone over your head and stuff it in between your gap teeth.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Gumby, always hostile but humble. Well, folks, it's time to meet our fine contestants. First, from Hoboken, New Jersey, here he is back from a recent stay in Beirut, Lebanon, Marine captain and stand-up comedian, Mike Bateman. Mike, how are things going overseas?
Well, Chuck, it was rough out there. It was
Oh, that's
real...
a wink.
Right. It was rough out there. It was real rough trying to put together a good act out there with all that shrapnel and artillery flying around and stuff. Just when I was getting hot out there, this new guy comes along, right? Steals the stage right away from me. Real jerk, you know.
Say, who was this joker creep idiot who stole your business?
Rob somebody. No, wait. Bob Hope.
Hey, funny, buddy. Why don't you try the mortuary? I hear they're looking for stiffs just like you. And now for our next contestant. He comes all the way to us from Winnipeg, Canada. Won't you please welcome mail trucker Bernice Semi. Hey, BJ, how do you drive? Did you drive all the way down here?
I hitched.
Interesting. Well, it's time to play our game, and here's how we do it. We play 3 rounds of 2 questions each. The contestant has the choice of A or B. The first player with the most points up to 6 at the end of the 3 rounds wins and gets a chance to go on to the super match and then win the big money matchup for $25,000. We'll be right back to play the mismatch game right after the message from our sponsor.
Are you a high school senior with absolutely no future whatsoever? If so, let me tell you about a group of people who are faced with that very same dilemma. They all joined the Air Force. Yes, today's Air Force is designed with you in mind. It's so simple. Just pick your training. Air traffic controllers are always in demand, and if you act now, we might even be able to send you to Lebanon. But act quickly. Air Force, it's a great way to go.
Angel dust, alcohol, pot, and cocaine. These are all commonly used drugs in America. What do you think are the ages of most drug users? I bet you didn't know it was 10 to 25. We talked to 2 kids in Chicago. Here's what they had to say.
First time I tried PCP, I blacked out. My friends tried to help me, but I kept falling down and hitting my head. I couldn't even talk to ask them what happened. I was so confused. That's what the dust does to you. It was really bad. I was so scared.
I smoked so much dust and it was really potent. It wasn't supposed to be that potent. I kept smoking until I passed out. And when I woke up, I thought I could walk, but I couldn't feel myself walking. My brain felt like jelly.
Yeah. Drug users can have long-term effects, such as disturbance in memory, judgment, concentration, and perception. These things can happen long after you take the drug. So please, think of the consequences before you decide to ruin your life.
Now let's return to the mismatch game and Wink Jameson.
Hi, and welcome back to the mismatch game. Let's get started with our game. First, we'll start with Mike. Mike, A or B?
B.
Okay. Ed McMahon said, "I'll never eat the tuna surprise at the NBC commissary again." It turned out that the surprise was blank. Well, Mike, hold on. Deet doot, deet doot, deet doot, deet doot. Okay, all the answers in?
Yes, wait.
All the answers in? Okay, Mike. Ed McMahon said, "I'll never eat tuna, surprise, at the NBC commissary again." It turned out that the surprise was
Dead babies.
dead babies. Listen to that audience. Okay, Mike, what'd you have to say?
Jackass me.
Oh, no, sorry. No jackass me at the NBC commissary.
Hey, Mike.
Muhammad. No trim there.
Look, I do believe I have a definitive answer here.
What's the definitive answer?
What else could it be? Jimmy Hoffa.
No, sorry, no Jimmy Hoffa there. Hey, Gumby, what'd you have to say? Big feet. No, big feet in the tuna surprise there. How about chicken? Chicken. Learn how to write, Sylvester. What about you, Pat?
Fish.
Fish. Nice answer. We'll get back to you. Okay. Sorry, Captain. Didn't get any of them there. Okay, you've got A. Okay. Wilbert said, "The guys in my neighborhood are so tough."
How tough are they?
They're so tough. When I invited them over to play darts, they used my blank as a target. Hold your answer. I'll be right back to you. Doot, 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 doot. Sure, Gummy.
Let's hold this one.
Sorry. Wilbert said, "The guys in my neighborhood are so tough. When I invited them over to play darts, they used my blank as a target."
Come on, Gummy, I'm sure you're going to think of something around the house.
Here's your answer.
I do believe we are ready, Luke.
Oh, is everybody ready? Come on, Pap. Move it.
Come on.
Okay, does everybody have their answers in? Okay, we're ready. BJ. Wilbert said, "The guys in my neighborhood are so tough. When I invited them over to play darts, they used my blank as a target."
They used my girlfriend.
Girlfriend! Mike, what did you have to say about that one?
Is that the same thing?
Well, it was what, the same thing in there. Yes, it is! Ding! Ooh, you guys won. Okay, what did you have to say?
Well, wait, I said trim.
Trim again! Trim it is! Okay, does that count as wife? It was part of it, all right. Here we go. Okay.
I believe again I have the definitive answer. Pooch.
No, unless you count that as your wife. Okay, Gumby. Buttocks. Oh, no, Buttocks, learn how to spell, Gumby. Okay, what'd you? What? There's two, Bing. How would you have to say? Jackass? No, jackass there. Okay. I said, okay, we end the round with BJ2, Captain Nothing. We'll be back right after this message.
So every day, millions of teenagers across America fall victim to a syndrome known as Down syndrome, and there it is right there. You know, every day, millions of teenagers across this nation fall victim to a syndrome called peer pressure. As you can see, it is taking place at this party. These teens do not know that there is a hidden camera at this event, and we would like the viewers to know that this is happening live as you see it.
Oh, what's the matter, man? Oh, come on, Johnny, man. Don't tell me you don't do drugs, man. Oh, come on. Everybody does it. It's no big deal. You wanna be our friend, don't you, Johnny?
Yeah, it's no big deal, Johnny. Go ahead, man. Try it.
I don't know, guys. I've never done this before. Besides, drugs are bad. You know what they say. Don't mix drugs with drugs.
Hey, man, you're a real mama's boy.
I don't want to try it, okay? Now let's return to the mismatch game and Wayne Jameson.
Hi, glad you're back with us. Okay, we're ready to start round 2. All right, BJ, you've got choice of A or B. Which one would you like?
B.
All right, B. As in BJ. That's good enough.
What's BJ's doing?
Rodney Dangerfield said, I really don't get no respect. Last week, I went to Jack in the Box, and the clown blanked at me. I'll be right back for your answer. Ding. Okay, all your answers in. Let's go, Mike. Let's go, Mike. No decorations. Let's go. Okay, let's go. BJ. Rodney Dangerfield said, I really don't get no respect. Last week when I went to the Jack in the Box, the clown blanked at me.
Spit at me.
He said spit. Michael, what do you got to say about that? He mooned you. No. How about you, Mohammed?
Well, wait, I got to say combo.
He gomboed at you. Alright. Okay, Howie.
What else did he say? He said, where's the beef? No, he didn't say that. He regurgitated plastic ketchup tubes at him, which means he spat at him.
Oh, he went ding! Spat. That's him. Sorry, Cap. What did you have to say, Gumby?
This is it, damn it. Urinated.
It's upside down there, Gumby. What did you have to say, Sly?
Don't.
Yeah, learn how to spell. What did I have to say, Pat? Spat. Oh, there's 2. Bing. 4 for BJ. Okay, Captain. He's got to get 4 out of 60 in order to tie to stay in the game. Okay. Fred the Martian said, we report no intelligent signs of life on Earth. When the Martian control asked where he landed, Fred replied in blank. I'll be right back.
Could you repeat that question, please?
Okay. Fred the Martian said, we report no intelligent signs of life on Earth. When Martian control asked where he landed, he replied he landed in blank.
My wife is watching. I leave all my worldly possessions to her in case I don't make it out of this. Thank you.
I don't think she wants any stuff there. Okay, are you ready? All right, she's in. Let's go, hurry up. Hi. Hey, baby, I'll be home. Don't worry about it. I got it waiting for you.
Jameson, is that suit rented? For God's sake, get out of here.
Yeah, tuxedo place in Manuel.
Where'd you get that jacket with the sweet orders? I mean,
Hey, you like it? Yeah, when my mother washed it, she kind of put it in the Clorox wash. Okay, the answer's in. Let's go, let's go. All right. Captain. Fred the Martian said, "We report no intelligent signs of life on Earth." When Martian Control asked where he landed, Fred replied, "We landed in blank."
Beirut.
Beirut! Mike, what'd you have to say?
I put the White House.
The White House. Sorry, all right.
Logical answer.
Well, Wink, I would say I ended up in a whorehouse.
Whorehouse! Whorehouse, yes. You know what you mean, Mike. Okay, here you go, Howie.
Where else could he have landed? On Jimmy Hoffa's pooch? No, I'm sorry. That's, no. He landed in Yankee Stadium.
No, not Yankee Stadium. No, more like Met Stadium. Sorry about that.
More like...
Okay, what'd you have to say, Gum?
Landed in some trim.
You landed in some trim. You must have been swimming for a while. What'd you...
Your house, Wink.
You landed in my house. Hey, this guy's funny. Why don't you try the mortuary with Captain over there? And what'd you have to say, Pat? Lebanon, Beirut, Captain gets one. Body only has one. BJ wins.
Jimmy Hoffa's pooch.
We'll return after this message.
No, many people drink for pleasure. This is seen by the millions of gallons of alcohol which is sold and consumed each year. Over the past decade, accidents caused by drinking while driving have been on the increase. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, 50,000 people die in traffic accidents each year, and about half of those deaths are related to alcohol abuse. Keep our highways safe. Don't drink and drive. For more information, write to the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse, Box 2345, Rockville, Maryland, 20852. Bye-bye and bye bonds.
Now let's return to Wink Jameson and the mismatch game.
Hey, hi, we're back to question 1, round 3. Okay, Cap, you led off last time. We're gonna let BJ lead off this one. A or B?
A.
A. The head coach of the New Jersey Devils said, "My team is so bad. They think a shorthanded goal can only be scored by a blank." I'll be right back for your answer. Someone check to see if my car is still there. Hey, somebody hear that back there? Check out for that old 57 Buick. One with the smoke coming out of it. Okay, is everybody done? Ding. Let's go with your answer over there, Howard. We're not writing a novel. Okay, what did you have to say, BJ?
A midget.
A midget! Oh! Okay, Mike, what did you have to say? Dead baby? No, just a little wrong. Mohammed.
I said a girl.
A girl, no Mohammed. Sorry.
Wink, I think we've got a match here. If Gumby would remove
What'd you have
his
to say?
chapeau, I could show it to the viewing audience. Either Hervé Villachez or Billy Barty, both of which are one of our dwarfier kinds of people in life. So would you say that was a match?
Let's check with the judges back there. Judge? No deal. Hit the road.
Wait a minute.
Now, wait.
Sorry. What do you have to say about that, Gum?
Devil.
Devil.
I think it was funny.
Devil? Sorry. What'd you have to say, Sly?
Person with short hands.
Person with short hands. Does that count back there? Judges? No good. Sorry about that. Captain might have a chance. And what'd you have to say? Short person, midget. Ding! Oh, there's one for him. He's got 5. Uh-oh, better watch out, Captain. You've got none there. Okay, you've got B. Felix said to Oscar, "Your room is such a mess."
How messy is it?
I love the audience. If they dug deep enough, they could probably find blank. I'll come back for your answer right after this. Let's go, Pat. Sly, Gum, Howie, Mohammed, Mike, baby. Let's go. Nice pants today, Howie.
Thank you, Wink. And again, for day 2, you do not have to try. I gave you the same pants I see. You must have spent the night in them.
Must have.
Who asked you?
Sorry, Howie, but I don't like ties with naked ladies on them. Okay, are we ready? Okay, Captain. Felix said to Oscar, "Your room is such a mess. If they dug deep enough, they could probably find dead babies." Dead babies again it is. Mike, you had a matchup for this one last time. What do you have to say?
Dead baby.
Dead baby! Oh, there's one. You can find some dead babies and Oscars in there. Muhammad, what did you have to say?
I said a Twinkie.
Twinkie? No, Twinkie's in there. What did you have to say?
Well, I went with the obvious. If you're digging deep enough, you would eventually come up with the unearthly remains of King Tut.
Logical answer in the room. Okay, what did you have to say, Gum?
Told you what I said about Gumby.
Yeah, okay. Bend the microphone around my gap teeth. Come on.
Dead babies.
Dead babies is another matchup. There's 2. Oh, Sly, what you have to say? Dead babies! Oh, God! It could be a tie. Pat, dead babies is a tie! Oh, God! Oh! That leads us to what? We have nothing for a tiebreaker. Howie.
Tiebreaker here.
Let the tiebreaker on me.
You give them a word, and then you ask them to come up with the first thing that comes to their mind, and then...
Fact. Over a quarter of the American population will develop some form of cancer in their lifetime, and 1 of 5 will die from it. This information may come as a shock to most people, but even more shocking is the rate of survival can be increased tremendously. The key to the solution lies in the realization that most cancer is preventable. Please remember these 7 warning signs. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, please see your doctor as soon as possible. Thank you.
A message from the Cancer Prevention Society.
Hi. Welcome back to the mismatch game. Here we are, ready for the tiebreaker. Let me explain how this is done. I asked these 2 one of the questions, and they write it down on their piece of paper. Then, one of these celebrities has to match it up, okay? I think you understand what we're doing. Okay, here's a question. I write it right down. Oh, by the way, celebrities, you don't have to write this down. You just have to match what they say. And I don't like that little sign there. Okay. Horse blank.
Wait, was that horse?
Horse. That's horse. You don't have to write it down. Just get something in your mind. Okay, let's go. Write it down. And don't let the celebrities see your answer. And don't show them until one of these people says their answer. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. Horse blank.
Horse intestines.
Horse. Any of you have horse intestines?
No, sorry.
No, he doesn't either. What about you, Muhammad?
Horse manure.
Horse manure. And you got horse manure. No horse manure. Howard, you gotta have one of these answers. What do you got, Howard?
Of course, everyone knows the Democratic nomination's a horse race.
Horse race. And you got horse race. No. Gum, wake up. What do you got, Gum?
Horse shit.
No horse shit. Okay. Sly.
Crap.
No, it's crap. Sorry, Sly. Learn how to spell that too. Pat, what do you have?
Horsies.
Horsies. Does that one have? Horsies! Bateman! Oh! Captain Bateman win a matchup with Horsies! Oh, Captain Bateman win! Okay, sorry about that, BJ. Hit the road. It's all the way back up to Winnipeg, Canada for you. You win nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yes.
Yeah, what do you have?
Okay, Captain, come on out here. Wait a minute. Okay, Captain. Now, let me explain this to you. I'm going to ask you a question, and you got to match this up. You get to pick 3 celebrities to help you with that answer, or you can choose your answer. Whichever is your best answer.
Wouldn't worry about that, there, got me.
Okay, now you can match this up with one of your own, or you can use one of theirs. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, you can either use one of their 3 or one of yours, okay? The question is, Mr. Blank. Okay, anyone you'd like to have help with?
Jen.
Pat. Get the name right. Okay. Okay, Pat. What would you say for Mr.
Rogers.
Mr. Rogers? Anyone else you'd like to pick?
I'll try Howard, Dink.
One of my favorite... excuse me. One of my favorite television shows of all time, Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed. There's your Mr. Ed. Okay, you got one more, or maybe one of your own choice?
Let's try Muhammad. Yeah.
Muhammad. Mr. Blank.
Well, I would say Mr. Goodbar.
Mr. Goodbar. No, would you like to pick one of them or one of your own?
We went to different schools together.
I would go with Mr. Goodbar, definitely.
Mr. Goodbar. Okay. And the studio audience replied, Mr. Goodbar! Oh my God! Okay, we move on to the $25,000 round. Okay, Captain, who would you like to pick for your final question?
Well, I just got to go with my man Muhammad here.
All right, we've got Muhammad. Okay, I'm gonna say the question, and you've got to match up what he's got. Go back to your seat.
You want me to sit down here?
No, stay here. Okay, Muhammad. You have to write this one down. You just have to say it. Okay, Muhammad. Fred and blank. Okay, are you done? Okay. Captain? Okay, this is for $25,000. 25. Count them. $25,000. Fred and blank. It's a toughie, we know. Wilma! Oh, Mohammed? Wilma! Oh! Okay, hold on. Fred Wilma, he wins. That's it. End of game. $25,000. Winner. We'll see you tomorrow on the match game. Thanks a lot.
Now? Remember, bye-bye and bye-bye.
Your Montaner, sir. Shall I pause, sir?
Not bad. It's incredibly thick, though, but it's the best wine I've ever tasted. What'd you say it was called?
Montaner. Montaner, the wine that is slow good.
And to say keep informed about the schools. Remember, they belong to you.
Steve continues our look at technology, but as you'll see, from a much different perspective. He'll begin our look at 3 video magazine segments for this month concerning driver safety. As most students begin their day with a school bus, so will we.
Hi, this is Steve Allen reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. I'm here with the Head Department of Transportation, Mr. Andy Hall. Mr. Hall, you have new buses. How did you get them?
They were approved by the public on a bond referendum in May. We took delivery on them in August and September.
Every day, all of us have to go somewhere. Whether we're going to a friend's house, corner store to get some milk or bread, or just to and from school. And most of us use the old automobile for transportation. Automobile safety is really important. Like the importance of wearing your seatbelt. Regardless of whether it's a law or not, you should wear it for your own safety. Before you start up your car, I hope you realize that you have to put your safety belt on and then do so. Safety belt importance is very important in a driver's ed class. Recently, I went to the driver ed class at Albertus Magnus and took a look at the Convincer. The Convincer is a seatbelt machine. The convincer will send you down at 5.5 miles per hour and then suddenly stop you short and the seatbelt will hold you in. I was shocked after my ride in the convincer. Of the demonstration you've seen here, I hope everyone here is convinced of wearing your seatbelts. Me, myself, I'll never get into a car again without putting my seatbelt on, whether I'm driving or the passenger. Seatbelts are important, regardless of whether you think so or not. Just because it's a law to wear a seatbelt, you should wear them for your own safety. Because the price you may pay could be far greater than any ticket.
Last month, we brought you a dramatization of what would happen if you were caught drinking and driving. This month, we wanted to focus on the prevention. Matt Renner speaks to a student group which aims to help.
Each auto accident carries its own personal message. This one, however, is somewhat more explicit. This simulated scene of tragedy is just one of the various methods used to deliver the message of SAD, Students Against Drunk Driving. Instituted last year, the club has shown a new active spirit for the 86-87 school year. With the help of Principal Gerald Bierker and class advisor James Nash, this will include plans for a safe ride program at South. The video magazine talked to SAD President Stephanie Corona about the club and their future plans. We're at Clarkstown South with Stephanie Corona, president of SAD, Students Against Drunk Driving. Stephanie, approximately how many members are in SAD?
There are about 150 members.
Is this predominantly from one grade, or is it a mix of juniors, freshmen, sophomores, and seniors?
Well, most of the members are underclassmen, like sophomores and freshmen. There are about 5 or 10 seniors and really hardly any juniors.
This is Scott Gunther reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine at Junior High East. I am here interviewing Mr. Skarneckia on the summer school program. Mr. Skarneckia, how did you get involved with the summer school program?
The summer school program is for students in Clarkstown who have not passed their courses, and how I got involved was to apply for the position of principal, and after interviews with my immediate superiors and the Board of Education, I was selected as the principal 2 years ago.
Our focus on the secondary curriculum for this month provides North High School's Ruth Katz with an opportunity to zero in on the goals and activities of an elective in the area of humanities.
Hi, this is Ruth Katz reporting for the Clarkstown Video Magazine. We're here today with two teachers from Clarkstown North, Cynthia Fox and Paul Diamond. They're the teachers of the humanities course at North High School. We're here to discuss it with them. Mr. Diamond, can you tell us a little bit about the course?
Well, the course is a double period course. It's designed, it's a modern European history course that deals with both the history of Europe since the Renaissance and the literature of the time.
South High School joins North in our next story as Jane Ellen Trust focuses on a situation that bridges any generation gap. Baby boomers felt it, and today's students feel it. The anxiety that sets in when SAT season rolls around. Jane?
The letters SAT struck horror in the hearts of students past as well as students present. I went to the kids and asked them their opinions on these tests and their use for college admissions. Then I took their responses to professional, Miss Joan Fitzgerald, a guidance counselor at Clarkstown South. Hopefully she can ease their minds a little about the exam and their use for college admissions. Let's go to that tape.
I'm here with Greg Korn and we're discussing the SAT. Do you think that too much pressure is placed on you as a student by the SAT?
Yes, I definitely think so. To think that one test could determine if you get into a good college or not is a very scary thought.
For the past 3 years, the video magazine and the television studio have benefited from a Title I grant awarded by the district's administration. Utilizing federal funding, a TV studio teaching assistant has been made available to assist students in recording, editing, and preparing stories for your viewing. In the past 2 years, the appointment of this individual has come from the ranks of CCSD-TV's graduates. Doing so creates an opportunity for professional growth, continuing education, and peer support. Barry Leventhal interviews this year's appointee.
Usually after high school graduation, students stop by to visit their old school. Today we are privileged to have a former South student that liked the school so much he became a teaching assistant here, Mr. Craig Cefola. Craig, can you tell us how you became interested in TV communications?
Well, it started when I was about right out of elementary school, and I just started using a camera. I got into animation, and Super 8 film, and I did a lot of work with cameras. I loved movies. I've always watched movies, and the whole idea of making one was really appealing to me.
Can you tell us how and why you went from being a student at South to being the teaching assistant here?
Well, 4 years of experience in a television studio. I spent a lot of time here. I got to know the equipment. I got to know editing. My senior year, my last year, I worked on the senior video for 1986 Champions. And the editing time that I spent with that and all the work and the camera work I did with that, I got to know the studio probably better than most people. So when it came for the job opening, I was asked, and it seemed like a good idea.
Can you explain your responsibilities here in the TV studio?
Well, basically, I edit the video magazine. That's 90% of what I do. I go on remotes with the broadcast journalism students. I take out equipment. I'm responsible for the equipment. I go on the remotes with the students and organize and try to get them to understand what it's like to actually be into broadcast journalism. It's very realistic what these students go through, and I'm there to back them up when we go out on remotes. Plus, when we come back to the editing studio, like you see I'm doing now, editing the video magazine, which takes a lot of time.
People who saw the first video magazine know that you're very creative in editing. Has this always been natural for you?
Well, not in the womb, but after that, yes. No, the second I sat down in front of this editor, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I loved it. It's something that you can be very artistic with. Television is a basic thing. When you can make art out of television. In fact, this month's video magazine and last month's, I've used a lot of art as far as music videos and trying to make things look a little bit on the glamorous side. But yeah, I love editing. I can get into anything. I've tried just about everything, and I'm willing to try anything to make something look more entertaining and more visually acceptable.
So Craig, tell us, what can we expect in the future from you?
Well, hopefully I can get into movies. You never know, you might see my name up there somewhere. I'd love to make movies. I love film. I love the creativity of it. I like television, but I feel that there's more of an artistic challenge in film. And if I can express my ideas in film, who knows, maybe I'll work for Universal Studios someday or something like that.
I'd like to thank you, Craig. This has been Barry Leventhal reporting for the Video Magazine.
Okay, and what did you think of Student Government Day?
Well, I thought it was very interesting because you learn, as a councilman in particular, I had to learn to see both sides of the issue before I could make a decision on it.
I'm now here with Melissa Levitt of Clarkstown South High School. Melissa, what part did you play in the Student Government Day?
I was the town justice.
Okay, and what did you have to do?
We sat on the bench and watched everybody make decisions.
What part did you play in student government?
I was planning board chairman.
And what did you have to do while on the board?
Right. We studied a number of proposals, and we learned basically what planning board member does and visited a site where people were planning.
I'm here with Michael Donahue of Clarkstown High School North. And what part did you play in Student Government Day?
I was town justice sitting on the bench with Judge Ken Rones.
As always, we invite you to write to Mr. H. Shuster, CCSD-TV, Clarkstown Central School District, Demarest Mill Road, West Nyack, New York, 10994. Or call us at 634-4941, extension 322. We'd like to hear from you so that we can better meet your wishes. If you have any story suggestions or have an upcoming event that involves Clarkstown students, please let us know. Gail continues our community outreach activities with an upcoming Clarkstown event that promised to have a long-lasting impact. Gail?
Thanks, Dan. People have always been curious about the past and are constantly looking towards the future. We in Clarkstown are no different. 1991 will mark 200 years of Clarkstown's existence. To commemorate this event, Clarkstown plans to bury a time capsule which has already been constructed. We decided to take a closer look at the plans for the bicentennial celebration.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for, folks. This is it. You know, we promised you last month, and this month we're coming through. Our elder statesmen, Marshall Hausfeld and Dave Richmond, will begin their, hopefully, in good taste, but doubtfully in good taste, lighthearted look at Clarkstown, and without further delay, let's bring you On the Road with Dave and Marsh.
Hi, this is Dave Richmond for On the Road with Dave and Marsh. You know, this month we decided what can we do for our segment. So we decided to find out what it is people are thankful for. Let's take a look. We're trying to find people to tell us what it is they're thankful for, you know, because it's a Thanksgiving segment. So is there anything you're thankful for?
I guess mainly I'm thankful for having my children, my husband in a nice home.
What are your names?
Lonnie, Michael.
Michael, Lonnie and Michael. Tell us what it is you're thankful for now that Thanksgiving's coming up.
I'm thankful for the tickets we won to the Sonic Youth concert.
To the what concert?
Sonic Youth.
Sonic Youth. Is that your favorite band?
Well, one of, yes.
Well, that's good. So what else are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for the tickets we got to the Echo and the Bunnyman concert.
Can you tell us what it is you're thankful for, being that Thanksgiving is coming up right around the corner?
What am I thankful for? My good health, and in my family's good health.
Yeah, but everybody seems to be saying that. I mean, there's a lot of things that everyone else is really thankful for.
I'm thankful that my car runs.
Tell us what you're thankful for.
Weekends.
Weekends. Why are you thankful for weekends?
Don't have no homework.
You don't have homework?
To the parties.
Go to parties, huh? That's good. What do you do at those parties? You know, there's always one of those everywhere.
Both my children are healthy, even though I'm going into Drug World to fill a prescription. And that you're going to let me go into Drug World now because you're embarrassing me. Go ahead.
Some people were very cooperative in giving us their time and telling us what they were thankful for, but some weren't. Let's see what they had to say.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you a Clarkstown parent?
Yes, but I'm really in a hurry.
Okay, thanks anyway. She was in a hurry.
Now that you, our viewers, have told us what you're thankful for, Dave and I would like to share our thoughts on what we're thankful for on this Thanksgiving holiday.
You'll soon see why Marshall's happy. And about time, after 3 years, Marshall's locker finally opens. And you know, I'm thankful that I still have a way to be on the Clarkstown Video Magazine.
Thanks, Dave, and that brings us to the close of our first segment of On the Road with Dave and Marsh. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'd like to know what you think of our segment. And the only way we can know that is if you write to us to give your ideas. So write to On the Road with Dave and Marsh, care of CCSD-TV, Demarest Mill Road, West Nyack, New York, 10994.
How'd you like that, folks? You like it? I knew you would. And I guess you'll be seeing David Marsh on the road in Clarkstown from now on, so watch out for them. But that is, of course, only if they can come up with new ideas for each segment. So they'll need your help, I think. And I think they think that, too. And if you think they need your help, please write to David Marsh, care of CCSD-TV.
Over the years, the Clarkstown Video Magazine has had a variety of different theme songs. This year we decided to give a local band the opportunity to provide us with a permanent theme song. The band that's chosen gets to make a video in the studio. All you have to do is send an audio tape to this address. Include on the tape how we can contact you if you're chosen as a finalist. The song's lyrics, of course, have to be about the video magazine. To give you rock and rollers an idea of what to do, here's a little video we put together here in the studio. Well, what did you think? Can your band do better? I think so.